Let's test this algorithm out. Y'all know what time it is. How to handle your haters and build a strong business. XP Mentor. Y'all know what's going on. Let me wait for a couple people to pull up. My friends, individuals that know what time it is with XP Mentor. Because when it comes to handling your haters and build a strong business, I'm trying to go in. I'm trying to go all the way in today. I want to see if the algorithm picks it up, if we in the building, who's here, who's pulling up, right? Y'all know what time it is, bro. How to handle your haters and build a strong business. I wanna build a strong one. I need y'all to pull up XP mentorship. Let's see and wait and see who comes through. I told y'all what time it is. Yo, XP mentorship. I'm trying to go in. Let me wait for some more people. Clifton, I appreciate you for coming, man. Because yo, we gonna go all the way in. Let's see what happens. Let's see who comes in and let's see who dives in. Cause when it comes to how to handle your haters and build a strong business, I wanna see what's going on right now. Lego. Robert,
Yo, Stack. What's up,
Lego.
brother?
Yeah, you already know. I'm waiting for it to get up. What we doing, bro?
Hey, let's
We
see.
waiting.
Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna
No,
get right to
I'm
work
trying to
and
do.
start
I want to do the
banging
test
these
run.
numbers. Exactly. I know. I was glad to hear that stuff because we know something has been amiss, without a doubt. So let's see if we can change this tonight. It's nighttime, which won't be the daytime numbers, but it's a good test to see what happens here because we need this to change around because we can't help people if we can't talk to them.
That's a fact. Yo, that's what I'm saying. No topics. We gonna see how this go out. We gonna see how it flow, cause we want to see something. We want to see what's going on with the algorithm and no topics. I want to see. Let's dive in. Chris, what's good, brother?
What's going on, everybody?
Nah,
I'm not looking at the stage right now. Is that horse loving Chris right there?
Yeah, that's me, Robert. What's going on?
Awesome, brother. Awesome, man. Hey, I had another great trail ride this year. Survived, no issue. Survived a lot better than last year when I got bucked 12 feet. And, I learned my lesson. Although my dismount the very last day was not the best, and there I was all the way back at the trough. But, oh well.
You know what? Time in the saddle, Robert. That's all it takes. Every time you go up there, you get better, and you're less likely to get bucked off the next time. But
Yeah.
I just sent a Wrangler down to Texas. I'm sending a couple more down there. They're in the saddle all day, so they're doing what you did, but they got to stay doing it for 2 weeks, and then they get to come back out here.
Ay, ay, ay. Dude, I'll tell you, I only did it for 5 days. I felt like I'd been on 3 months. That's what happens when you only ride once a year. I guess I got to start changing that.
Come out, Robert. I think I remember you're down in like San Diego area.
No, I'm in Paso Robles. I'm above you,
Okay, come down. I mean,
but not far. Yeah, my gal's actually in Temecula right now. She's not too far from you.
yeah, it's a beautiful place. Come spend a day out here. I got you. We'll put
Oh,
you in
I love
a
to.
nice
Love,
little.
love, love to hook that up, man.
Absolutely, Robert.
Trail ride. All
City
right, folks.
slickers.
Welcome into the.
City slick.
Well, just one thing. So welcome into the XP Mentor House. Come on in, let's ping some people in. We're trying a little something new tonight because we actually figured out a way to change things on the way we set the room up that could change the algorithms. Because one of the coolest things is it's not just in the XP Mentor room. It's a lot of the XP Mentor people were collaborating regarding this, but they're learning from people in other clubhouse houses. And we think we may have figured something out. So we're going to see if we can change the way that we're being seen in, I guess it's now the streets. It used to be the hallways because it used to be a room, but now it's the streets. Like I have a hard time keeping up with all this stuff.
yeah, Robert, we trying something, man. Let's see who pops in, man, because I want to see what's going on. We should be getting way more exposure.
Oh yeah,
Way
well we
more
well we
people
well we,
should
we
be
well we
seeing
were
it.
and I don't think and I think everybody's has dropped. I think it's just really gotten weird. So Now we're getting some, kind of cool, if you want to call them hacks. We teach hacks about business. Here's a hack about how to deal with the algorithm. I'm not sure if they know what is going on with the algorithm, to be quite honest. So I guess it's our job to figure it out and make it work so we can help more people to grow their business. Because that's what this room, this house is all about. Helping entrepreneurs to succeed. So the more people we talk to, the more people we can help. I mean, I just know that there's so many people that enjoy these conversations and are starting to have success. I'm pumped up because I'm watching what's happening with Diggably. I know some people that already have their funnels up, so now I'm looking forward to hearing, okay, tell me about the leads that you're getting. Tell me about the conversions that you're getting. It's going to take a couple weeks, but people are definitely going to start seeing that. Oh yeah, I just got a text from somebody that they just got their Vibra 360 sample package. Isn't that good? Boom, like that. Automation does work. So who else is up on the stage right now? I'm not looking right now because I'm actually just
You're
inviting
funny.
everybody.
That's
Trey,
fine.
Trey,
I've
Trey. I
got
got
you up.
Trey, Corey,
What's
Chris,
that?
Joanne, LaShawn, right? We
Diggly
just,
Diva, what's up,
yeah, it
baby?
was good, Diggably Diva. We trying something new tonight. We trying to see what's going on. We trying to see, get up in the algorithm. What we doing, Trey?
See who comes in the afternoony hours, because it's about 6:30 out here Mountain Standard Time. So it's still kind of early for me. I just got done getting. I'm actually sitting in front of Diggably right now, starting to go through my landing pages because I built them so quickly that now that I really have a better understanding about even how to utilize chat gpt to my benefit, going back through things and now adding videos. And then even Jay reminded me of this young man that I met had made his own testimonial about his experience with me at an event out of his own content. He did it really cool, and so I was like, shoot, I gotta put that up on my website. That's like,
Right?
I don't self promotion right there. So I've been over here uploading stuff and on ChatGPT rewording stuff, and then so I'm starting to really help people do these landing pages and stuff. So I'm like, I don't even know how to word myself. So of course, what I do, I tell ChatGPT, and I basically tell it my little story of how I'm self taught because I dropped out of school 3 months into ninth grade year. I decided I didn't need school after that. I went ahead, started the kids, family, 3 kids by the time I was 19, carried on with my life. I'm like learned everything from the school of hard knocks, from being self-taught, and eventually, landed my position at the state being a network analyst, but there they offset like your work knowledge or like your work experience for degrees. So I was fortunate that, but me, I always create ways for myself. And I understand now after I met Jay and really studied the science of getting rich, why it always worked for me, because I was always looking for the solutions. I was never sitting there going, oh, why doesn't this work? I was always like, how can I get this to work? How can I get this to work? How can I get paid staying home? How can I get into the state? How can I do whatever, right? So it is so amazing. Okay, so listen to this that it crafted. I go, okay, I need you to condense this down to 2 sentences, all of this crazy stuff I told it. So this is what it came up with. Listen to this. With 37 years of relentless curiosity and self driven learning, I have honed my expertise in teaching, sales funnel development, and crafting effective landing pages. From being a self taught enthusiast to becoming a network analyst for the state of Colorado, my journey exemplifies the power of passion and dedication in mastering my craft. Oh, I'm like,
That's tight.
I
That's tight.
I love ChatGPT. I like, if I could hug it, I would hug it because man, I would have never. I'm like, I couldn't even have paid for that. Well, I probably could have, but man, that wasn't that awesome. I love it. I'm excited for this topic. Okay, everyone, this is XP Mentor House. Please keep sharing out the room, pinging your friends because we're testing something new. I'm being told I got the ping. I answered the call. I know other people would appreciate the same thing because this is out of the normal. So we really appreciate all that push forward and let's keep this conversation going. Okay, how to handle your haters and build a strong business. And you know what I've determined? I've determined that when you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing, you got haters. But if you're sitting there being comfortable, ain't nobody telling you nothing. Yo, but boy, you be shining in your big bold light. All them moths come flying out. So wow, I'm super excited to get more tools and strategies on, how to just keep that mindset going in a positive direction. Because in the end, it's all perspective and how you look at it. And the more haters I got, the more I tell myself I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I just giggle and laugh. So I would love to hear what you guys do. Please grab this mic, you amazing stage. I would love to hear from you. Oh, look it. Angelise is here. Paul, it's always a pleasure to have you. Bashan, Joan, I appreciate you guys being here. Look at Iman all the way from Cairo, Egypt, just entered the building. Who's ready to get this mic and keep warming up this room? Do, do,
Well,
do.
hey
Oh, my.
everyone. Hey everyone.
E-Man, what's going on?
It's you know what? It's 4 a.m. here in Cairo, but because you are opening the room, so I came to support my
4
fam.
a.m.,
Well,
4
you know what?
a.m.
That's why I was telling Jay, you know what? Crazy people for for those night rooms. Because when it's night, in the United States, it's dawn here in, in Egypt, so I gotta stay up so I can join you. However, you know what? It's sometimes it's people will hate you no matter what you do, regardless, even if you're an angel, but they hate you because you reflect their demons. So there's nothing to do to be done there. Uh, Jay told me once, and I kept it in mind always. People hate you, so what? The next turn and go on. The next move. Because at the end of the day, they will suck your energy. Thinking about where energy, and if you gave the space to someone to suck your energy, and unfortunately, those sometimes are so close. But if you didn't do anyone anything wrong, so keep your head up, go on, be confident, do what you do, because everyone just reflect what he is. Because if you see good in me, that's good in you. If you see bad at me, that's something bad at you. Because that's your eye, not mine. So sometimes it's just gutless them because they're so maybe in pain. So keep yourself up. I don't go down. I don't walk in the trenches because of someone would take me there. And everyone knows that we had in XP Mentor something like that. And we all dealt with love and loyalty no matter what. And here we are. We still grow together, work together, support each other, and nothing else matters. So do what you do it right, and keep moving. That said, I'm done speaking. Let's go share the room and heat it up.
Listen, I appreciate you, Emin, because you never know what's going to happen, how we going to flow, how we going to go. But you need to build a strong ass business. I want to know what you guys are doing to deal with your haters, right? How you guys maneuvering. It's a great topic right now. I love it, right? How do you maneuver? How do you win? I don't hear the noise. I keep it rocking. I keep it trucking. I keep my business really powerful, right? Let's start sharing this room up. Ping this room up, get more people in here. Y'all know what time it is. We going all the way up. I'm not playing. How to handle your haters and build a strong business, right? Corey, thank you for coming. Martin, Jason, right? Joanne, Doctor, right? Daphne, Paul, right? Angelique, everybody on stage, right? Let's turn it up a little bit. Let's dive into the conversation. Who's here? Who's taking the mic? Let's go.
Hey, if I
How
may
you doing? How
say,
you doing? Silverado, what's up?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Someone once said, or I saw written, that anger is sadness with boxing gloves on. And it's hard to have compassion for someone when you're hurting. For example, today, I came home, I've got a couple bikes. They're all not in the best shape, but the one I was going to exchange for another that's doing a little bit better, I thought. But when I went to get it, it was gone. Somebody stole it. I'm like, oh man. And this is easy to get into a gutter of, of bad stuff. Thinking, for example, I was at physio and I'd had my bike clocked up and somebody wanted to do a trip to Kamloops, which is a few hours away, and watch some rodeo. And I came back and my bike was stolen. And that one, I'd spent $100 to replace the tire. My mom had given it to me when I was in high school and I kept it along. So that was a very expensive bike, but that was the first of
You
many.
feel like some haters? You feel like some haters stole it? What happened,
Well,
Silverado? You feel
well,
like some haters
back
jacked
then
it?
it was just back then it was just someone opportunist, and but it was a gift from my mom, and my mom had passed. Well, she passed when I was in grade 11, but I used that bike, and I I used it for a couple triathlons, and I put a lot of miles on that bike, and like I said, I've since then I don't think I've had a bike that's worth $100, let alone a tire for a bike. Anyway, the point is, I can't afford a new bike, and just fixing a bike is tough. And for someone to steal it, it's kind of rough. But I'm not going to hate them. I just have to get my life in order, and so I can afford a better bike and afford to get my bike fixed. And I'm not necessarily going to have compassion for that person, but I'm not going to beat myself up over something. Our peace is priceless, right? We got to keep the peace and share it with others that don't steal and want to share the peace. give give some common sense and I don't know. Appreciate the room. Thank you. I'm going to listen in on.
Thank you, Silverado, for coming through. Who else is on stage that wants to chime into the topic? We talking about how to handle your haters and build a strong business, right? Because as you
What's
guys
up?
start building business, Martin, Doctor, let's go. Heat it up. It's on y'all. Take the mic.
What's up, Stack? What's up, everybody? Hey, Jay. Uh, you know, I got a message the other day on Facebook Messenger, and it was some guy who's not connected with me, and he had heard me on Clubhouse, so he must have went out of his way then to find me on Facebook and Instagram. So, and he sends me this message, and he said, "What makes you think that you're so special and that you should be doing speaking events and courses and coaching?" He said, "So what, you battled 4 cancers like nobody else has ever battled a cancer." He said, "You got the drugs, you got the therapy, you got the treatment just like everybody else does, and you survived and you're here." And I read that, because I'm like, yeah, it that sounds pretty cut and dry, but it really wasn't like that. It was a fight from 2003 to 2010 for 7 years. I was given 6 months to live. I was fired from 2 jobs, and it changed my life. If he would have listened truly to what I was saying, I said cancer was a blessing in my life. It helped me find my life purpose. But this guy went on a rant. I mean, it's much longer than that, the message. I'm just kind of giving you the gist of it. And he said, if you want to know what a real entrepreneur looks like, you should follow me. And he said, and I've had my own medical issues and stuff, but you don't hear me out there using it as a crutch. And, I went through this once before. I was in a network marketing company, and there was this lady that was part of the company, and I was doing very well. I had received an award and gone on trips, international trips because of, you know, the leadership role that I was in and teams I was bringing in. This lady says to me on a conference call, the only reason people follow you is because they feel sorry for you. And I thought about that for a long time. I thought, what? Is that true? Because that is truly not the reason I want anybody to follow me. And so I stopped doing network marketing just to see and not tell my story anymore, to see if I could still get people to follow me without even knowing my background or my history. And I still succeeded. And I thought, these are just people that either don't have a story, don't want to take their tragedies and turn them to triumph, or their struggles and turn them to success, and just need somebody to blame or something to blame why they're not succeeding and you are. There's got to be a reason, right? I mean, why are you succeeding? And so this is going to happen to everybody when you start to have success. People are going to find everything that they can to break you down, to try and destroy you, to, create negativity, make you start to second guess and doubt yourself. Don't do it. Just take it as fuel for the fire. It's like
Let's
gasoline
go.
for
Let's
me.
go, doctor. Tell them to put some fire emojis in the chat if you guys feel like you should use it to the fuel for the fire. Let me
You
see y'all
have
get
to pour
active for
gasoline on
doctor.
it.
Let's go. Go ahead, doctor. I didn't want to cut you off. I just want them to get
Oh,
active in the chat because you need the fuel for the fire. You
y-
know what I mean? Sometimes
you
it's a
do.
blessing for your situation.
It's like, other people's egos. You can't let other people's egos and other people's mindsets and negativity. And I mean, if that, we would never get anywhere in this world if other people's negativity, you got to turn that freaking TV off and stop listening to that stuff and focus on you and your purpose and why you're here and what your talent is and what your gift is, and go share it with the world and forget what other people say. Just freaking pour fire on the fuel and go.
So look, y'all heard, doctor. Pour fuel on the fire and go. Sometimes you can't. I'm telling you, don't worry about no haters or no nothing in your business. As long as you know what you can deliver and bring to the table, then you always gonna be a winner, right? Sometimes the haters are there. You heard doctor put fuel to the fire to add to the ammunition, right? To add to you going even harder in your business. I want to hear from some more individuals. Thank you for chiming in, doctor. That was a great input. If anybody wants to pour in the doctor or come
Yeah,
in, let's go, Martin. Let's go. Let go.
yeah, I think that it's an interesting topic because one of the things I'll speak on my personal perspective. Um, Growing up in a dominant religion, I had a lot of self doubt, and I ended up uh, being married a couple of times to people I shouldn't have been married to because of my self doubt. And they would tell me that they're like, you have low self esteem. You're like, why'd you marry me? But it took me until about 30 or 28, about 28, to really get what I had to do with myself. And for me, the hate that we're talking about for me comes from within. When I look in the mirror and I see failure, um, my two oldest kids, we don't have a super great relationship. We have a decent one, but I think about them. I think about business opportunities that I missed out in the late '90s. I still So I have to do a lot of physical and spiritual work every day to look in the mirror and not have self hatred. So for me, hatred, when you talk about hate, I think sometimes hatred comes from within. When you talk about, building a strong business so you don't find yourself in a loop. One of the things Jay talked about yesterday that really resonated with me about sales tactics and negotiation is he brought up how he gets up in the morning and he's smiling. Like he doesn't have, and he said, I made a joke about when he got his root canal. I said, Jay, you still smiling, then? He's like, yeah, of course. And then one of the things is that Jay has a high pain threshold, so they had to give him a lot of pain meds. So of course he was smiling though. But seriously, this morning I got up and I thought about Jay, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna smile. And not I'm going to smile, but I was smiling because I was thinking about
Mark,
Jay.
did you smile while you were taking a pee?
Absolutely. And let's talk about what happened last night. Or all day yesterday. I had our daughter by myself because my wife had to go 2 hours away to New Orleans because her mother had a heart attack, and they pulled out two different blood clots the size of a small snake out of her chest and had to have a stent put in. All my wife could think about was that she's going to lose her mom, and all I could think about is that I got uh, I got a show launching tomorrow. Like, I got the baby. How I'm gonna get this stuff done? I gotta build out this funnel for the email list and all this stuff about, once again, I'm not gonna get done what I need to get done. And that self hatred shit, started to creep in. And during the day, one of my tricks usually is to find a room like this. I'm not on Clubhouse for anything else than either giving or receiving. So if I'm receiving, I'm not in the space that allows me to distract myself from myself. I mean, in other words, I'm in a space that is encouraging me, empowering me, informing me, or I'm in a space where I can inform others. And for me, dealing with hatred from internal means having a strong relationship with yourself, being able to hear the voice within. A friend of mine on LinkedIn, her name is Future Kane. Great person to follow on LinkedIn. It's very easy. Her first name is Future, last name is Kane, Cain. You'll love her content. She always says, Martin, did you sit with yourself? And it's like when you sit with yourself and you're able to actually listen to all the messages that coming in or all the messages you're sending out, you may realize you don't have to deal with the haters outside. You got to deal with the hate that may be programmed by your tribe to have for yourself. And that type of work to reverse that starts with the ability to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love me and I deserve to have this business. I deserve to have the success and I will. And always for myself, I always tell myself, I can't do enough beating myself up to change the past. All I can do is impact this present and future. I'm Martin Dunn speaking.
Come on, Martin's in the building. I appreciate that, Martin, because you gave a good insight. You can't. I'm not looking at nothing. There's nothing that's stopping this, especially when you're building a business. Nothing can stop you. I'm always on go. I'm always ready to work. I'm always ready to network. Right? Look, ping this room up and share this room up. If you guys are enjoying, the shares that we had so far, throw some ones in the chat and also share the room out. Ping the room out, share the room out so we can get some more individuals in here because we're gonna be talking about how to handle your haters and build a strong business, right? I want to talk about this because you got to maneuver, you got to move around, right? You got business to take care of. You can't let anybody slack or hold you back. So look, let's go on. I want to hear from some more people. I'm tossing this mic up. Thanks, Fur Baby, for coming. Jackie, look, Jose came through. Noel, Angelise, Austin, right? If you're at the bottom, come to the top. We talking about this. We in the XP mentorship. I'm tossing the mic up. Somebody going. Let's get it.
Alrighty, I'm gonna grab this mic. Hi everyone, Trey Urban here, and I love this topic, yo. And I'm pretty sure something triggered you, Stack, to want to add this topic because this is really a unique topic for this room and for XP Mentor. So, yep, in the end, it until you find a way to navigate that mindset and that mental body to get past all of and really because haters is just a small part of the many failures and right, because there's so many things that aren't going to work out when we're like out there, we're the guinea pigs out there trying things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. And so it's all perception and how you look at it. And some people are like, oh, I keep failing. And I had to find a way for that word to be empowering. So the acronym that I use for fail is finding alignment in life, because I've realized that everything is just leading me to the next thing. And it's just like the haters too. And the realization and the self-awareness that we gain when we start receiving the stuff, because okay, this is kind of an off topic, but in a way it's kind of the same thing, because so I haven't been single for like over 40 years, and I've just kind of been playing around with the single thing. And I have realized that because really we're in relationship with everything, right? We're in relationship with other people. We're in relationship with our vehicles. In relationship with how we perceive money and think and feel about money, right? We're in relationship, really, us natives believe, with everything. And so when you're going out there, if you haven't had to deal with something for a while, it's like, oh man, you kind of almost forgot that there's like some triggers and stuff. And it's interesting how it's like you could tell how healed you are, or how evolved you are in your thinking and your perception and self-awareness and all those things, depending on how you react and respond to those things. And I was doing really good until tonight. And it's so crazy. Literally like an hour ago, somebody made a comment about um my picture, and like I used it since last year. And since then it's kind of been my brand picture. It's on all my social media profiles, right? Because they teach branding and rebranding, and I kept going, oh, some sweet day I'll get a professional one. But they're like, yo, and they kept harping on it and harping on it, and then it got me all hurt in my feelings. And then I was like, yo, wait, okay, I had to just take a breath and understand that everybody gets to have their own perspective, and they get to have their own perception, and they can like it or not like it. And I know I'm going to change it. I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to change it. But in the end, I could either choose to lean in to the pain and propagate more drama, or I could be like, you know what? This is probably the second person who told me that. I know I'm going to get it done. I could lean into the perception that, okay, just because I had a special moment with that picture, that is my moment that nobody else needs to know about, right? That it was something I'm attached to it. And it's more like what do you call it? Like those things that you get attached to emotionally and you don't want to let go of. So it's more like that than I actually really care about the picture. So when somebody made the comment, I was like, I got all in my feelings. I had to call bestie, business bestie, fur baby lady. And I'm like, okay, sis, I need to experience this briefly. And I gotta let myself in. That really hurt my feelings when he said that. And oh my gosh, but it was really true, and I understand. But this amazing person prefaced it with all these things, is like, you're so illuminated, you're so beautiful. That picture doesn't even do you justice. Your picture you should feel your illumination and all this stuff. And that was how it prefaced, but all I heard was like the end part, and that cut me because it was an unhealed trigger from a moment in my past that had nothing to do with this moment. So once we realize that that's kind of like a pimple, that uncomfortable pain, that trigger, that feeling that feels so painful, or like pushing you out, and I go, shoot, it threw me out my lane. I'm usually like so confident. So you guys all know I am so confident. So I was like, yo, what happened? Who was that? Yo, almost forgot that girl still kind of lives in me somewhere. So I love just leaning into perceptions that help me feel better about the moment, just like with the haters and all of these different things. Because in the end, I'm not here to please everybody. And
Yep, you're
either
not
you
gonna be
like me
liked
or
by
you don't
everybody.
like
That's what
me.
I'm saying, Trey. You're not gonna be liked by everybody, though.
Stack, and you are so unique, and you are unapologetically Stack with the pack. Yo, you don't care what you say and how you say. You are so bold, that's in the end where you need to be about yourself all the time. Because what you do in one place, listening audience, you do it all the places. You don't just show up in your business like this. I hate to tell you this, but you're showing up in life exactly like you're doing it in all the places and spaces. This is why it's so important to stay in rooms like XP Mentor. If you pink ticketers aren't on the list, get on the list, because the more you allow yourself to be around people who are going to help you with strategies and help you realize you ain't the only one. You ain't the only one who gets hit with those feelings of insecurity. But the amazing thing is we get to decide in that second what we're going to do with that. We get to engage with the negative energy, or we get to, disengage with it. I like to engage with the awareness that just came to me to create what the freak I want. Anything that doesn't make me feel happy is just for me to renegotiate, pivot, to go, yo, well, what do I want? So what do you want, listening audience? I want to hear what the freak you want. Let's get
Let's
big and
go.
strong and bold in your business. Let's go.
Listen, Trey's in the building. I appreciate you, Trey. We in here, ping the room up, share the room up. Thank you everybody for coming through. I know Ashley came up, Jackie came up. I want to hear from you guys as well. If you guys are around, either or, I want to hear from you guys.
Thank you,
What you,
Sheriff.
how do you handle haters? What's going on? Let's go. Jackie, Ashley, welcome to the stage. Let's go. One of you guys, I want to hear how you guys pivot, how you handle haters and build a strong business, and how you maneuver. Over to you guys, and I'm keeping the floor open. Let's get it.
Yeah, I'll kind of speak on to that as well. I think it's very powerful what Trey shared in this case, because when you're building, when you're going yourself up, I look at failure kind of like the first attempt at learning. That's how I look at things, because we're trying new things, we're doing stuff. But be sure with yourself. If you notice anybody that is making it, that does everything, just as Stack is, they're very sure with how they feel about things, on how they go about things. It's I will or I won't. I did or I didn't. If it's something that you have that regret, I did or I didn't. I love what Trey was saying. Write it out, journal that out, dig into that emotion, use it as fire. I look at things and I'm like, oh, I got rejected on this and it was something that I cared about. I'm going to use that as fire and create a better version of myself. I'm going to step up. I'm going to hang out with the right people. I'm going to step into that power. So I think it's super powerful to be aware of that. But as you go on, there's some comments that you just don't have to give your time to. It's irrelevant because they're speaking more to a pain, to something that they're dealing with, something that they're focusing on, and you don't have to pay attention to that. It is a mindset thing. It is a level where you play at, and I think you stepping into your power, those things you don't notice. If you notice, a lot of the big players that make it, a lot of the big people who are crushing it, they're not paying attention to all that kind of talk, that kind of negativity. They're focusing on their goals, their mindset, their growth, their ability to move forward and expand and help people. Somebody who's above you is never going to drag you down, is never going to be pulling and trying to make you less of. They're always going to add to, and they're going to expand upon what you got going and helping you get to those next levels. As they see you, as they've been, as they're going through, you're going to work together and you're just going to grow from there. So definitely awesome conversations and happy to be here to share.
Hey Stack, this is Anna. Can I ask a question to Trey?
Come on, let's go. The floor is open. Keep it
Thank
as long
you.
as it's
Thank you. Thank
active.
you.
Y'all got the
Oh,
floor.
Anna,
Let's
come
get
on,
it.
Anna.
Keep it
I
active.
just want
Let's
to know,
go.
Trey, I hope you kept that picture because you like
It's
it.
still on.
Okay.
It's right here. Right. You
Because
see it. Look, you're looking at it right now.
there we go. Because I wanted to make sure that what you liked was important and what they like is just extra. So good for you, sweetheart.
I appreciate you. Yep, I sure did. Because, I just experienced it briefly and then I let it go because in the end, I know I'm leveling up and it's all fine. And either way, I laughed because this person was on IG too, and that's how we saw it. And I was like, I got like way more followers than you. And then I just laughed. Your little measly 300. I'm in the thousands, so I'm cool. And then I just kept stepping. But yes, in the end, yep, it's just those moments. And then what do we get to do with them, right? Because they're gonna keep coming. We're all here having a human experience. Right. And everyone's going to give their perception. And what I understand is I believe everyone, especially the people I attract now, are doing their very best to help me raise my awareness to what serves my highest and greatest good, because that's what I declare all day long, every day. And yep, and then I just was like, okay, there's another trigger I got to heal. So I give thanks and gratitude because shoot, I love walking around as whole as I can be, right? Because these are all the things Jay talks about all the time. Those 0 to 7, those things that people said and did to you, right? That happened to us, that we were trained, all kinds of things going on that are layers to who we are now, and why we react and respond sometimes to in the ways that we do. It's lovely. We're all such beautiful creatures, isn't it?
And I don't know if you've had the pleasure of meeting many people from Clubhouse offline in person.
Oh heck yeah, girl! I have
I
lists and
Yeah.
lists and lists and lists and lists. I'm an event goer, so yep, I've met all the EYA people. I've met
So
lots of
I'm
people from
curious.
all
That's
over.
wonderful. And
Mom
so have I.
Link.
And I'm curious, do they wind up looking like you expected them to, or some other filtered, airbrushed, flossy, glossy version of who they actually are? And it is important too, I think, that we have to kind of keep that shit down a little bit with the whole pretending to be something or look like something that we're not. Because don't forget, people, we actually have to meet in person every now and again. And it would be great if you actually looked like you do in your profile pics.
Nah, facts. You don't want to be a catfish, so keep whatever you're comfortable with, Trey. Keep whatever you're
Catfish.
comfortable with, yo. For real. Don't
Hey,
let no.
I gotta jump in here
That's
because it's
good,
funny,
bro.
and I'm not. I mean, this is gonna sound cocky, but it is so not cocky. I never would have brought this up, but Anna, you just did. So I met Laura Bernard for the first time on Friday. She was cruising from San Diego to San Francisco. Stopped by, we had breakfast. Then she and her gal were coming back through again. She and Debbie Vick were coming back through, and we had lunch. And Laura's like, "I'm taking another picture of you because you're better looking than your picture on Clubhouse." I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but damn, okay,
Get
whatever.
around, get around, get
I
around.
still haven't gotten the picture. I haven't seen it from her because I'm not really sure if it did come out better. But it was just funny to me because I agree with what you're saying, Adam. But but I looked at it, I said, really? I don't know because I don't think guys really think about that, But I guess maybe some do. But the point is, I think it's about what you're bringing to the party, and it's about what you're able to do. And we're talking about building a strong business, and yeah, you can't let haters get in the way. You can't. You can't worry about what anybody else says because you know what? I remember when I left major league six-figure income with Pepsi Cola Company as the chief bottle washer, also known as the senior vice president. And my dad thought I was nuts. Everybody thought I was nuts. Going to become an entrepreneur, it wasn't like I walked into some business that was already multi-million. I left $1 billion business. So you can't worry about that. And you just got to grind it out, and you can never, ever be concerned. And you've got to think about how are you going to build a strong business? That's got to be your focus. You can't be worried about the left or the right. You got to be worried about straight ahead. You've always got to be worried about straight ahead. And right now, there are a few things that are very, very key about building business. It's information, technology, automation, all that stuff comes into huge play because every day this world is moving faster. Ask Stack with the Pack. I mean, come on. He and I did a podcast last week. More people probably heard my voice in this last week than have heard me in the last 20 years. You know, I'm telling you, and they might not be happy about it, but the point is, then you know how to create exposure. And so if you know how to create exposure, then you know how to get somebody's words out. You get somebody's words out, then you can get reaction. You can funnel that reaction into automation. Then you can start communicating and communing relationship with people, and you can turn people into just a contact to a prospect, to a lead, to a customer, and finally to a brand advocate. And that's what it's really all about. So let's just keep cranking this thing. It's a great topic. People are fired up. And I think we're beating the algorithms even at nighttime, which is awesome.
Yeah, look, we in the XP Mentorship. Thank everybody for coming to the stage. Lisa, Miguel, Jason, Fly Tie, Eamon, Fur Baby, Ashley, Amanda, right? Corey, Martin, all my people coming through, right? Ping the room up and share the room up. Cause I want to talk about this. How you guys maneuver in business. How you handling these haters, right? I don't let nothing get to me. I just keep trucking and working and making new partnerships. And if you guys feel like making new partnerships and new collaborations is something that you want to do, put some fire emojis in the chat. Y'all know what time it is. Nothing but fire emojis. When I come off mic, fire emojis in the chat. ASAP. New collaborations, new partnerships. I want to team up with people that's serious. Let's get to the bag. Let's make some value. Let's help some people out. I want to help over 1 billion people this year, right? That's what it's about. Helping others get to the next level at the end of the day. If I can help out over 1 billion people by putting them in digital billboard placements, magazines, helping them with internet traffic, right? I done built a business from the ground up on the app. Y'all already know what time it is, right? It's time to ping the room up and share the room up. But look, when you guys are building collaborations and partnerships, you need other powerful individuals. Proximity's power. What I always say, Jay, we gotta always stick together, bro. Be on the same page. You can't be on chapter 30 and I'm on chapter 50, bro. We gotta be on the same page. And that goes for everybody in here. If you're running a business, you doing something, be on the same page with people at all times. And that's what it's about. I build strong ass businesses all day. Anytime I team up with a brand, we gonna build. I'm gonna leverage that brand to make my brand bigger. That's what it's about. Collaborations. Big stack. I'm tossing this mic up. Let's go. I want to hear from some more people and keep bringing people up from the goo because I want to hear everybody. Everybody got to chime in. If you come into the stage, let's talk about how to handle your haters and build a strong business. XP mentorship. Lego.
I can say something really quickly.
Ashley,
Well, say it, say it, say it.
Lego.
Hey y'all, it's good to be in the building.
Ashley,
What?
yo, let's go.
Dr.
Let's go,
Ashley?
Dr.
Hey
Ashley.
Like, Dr.
Martin.
Ashley? Yo, for real, for real, for real. This is Clubhouse royalty right here.
Facts. Let's
This
go.
is the cut buddy from the 24-hour rooms, 72-hour rooms, falling asleep on Clubhouse, waking up, and Ashley still holding down the room. What?
You bringing back the old days. And now you're my LinkedIn friend, Martin. I see you popping up on LinkedIn all the time. You're killing it over there, friend.
Check this out. Talking about building strong business. When I met Ashley, she didn't have a PhD. When I met Ashley, it was Ashley and hubby and the kids in the background. Like, we was in a pandemic, and Ashley was like, "This is how you speak. This is how you moderate. This is how you bring value to the platform." And she created the Ashley Club. So imagine if you had enough self-esteem to create your own club for your own name. I love the sister. Sorry, I just gotta love on Ashley.
The Ashleys, we do that is a thing,
Ashley,
you
you in
guys.
the Matrix. We can't hear you.
Don't do me,
Yeah,
Corey.
Corey
Do
you're
hating.
right,
not do
Corey.
me,
He
Corey
trying
the
to
hater.
do
Corey.
it.
See, this is what
He
the hate.
trying to
How
cook
you
her.
find
Corey's
somebody
a
else?
hater, you guys.
He
He's
trying
like
to
my
cook
number
her.
one.
Hey, Stack, I
He
came
is my
all the way
number
to my
one
phone
clubhouse
just
hater.
to troll Ashley. That's
Need
the
some
joke, my
music,
nigga.
guys. Corey, we need some music,
Oh, don't
Corey.
worry about it.
We're
It's
gonna
He
get to
coming.
the
is
It's
my
money.
coming.
number one. He is my number one clubhouse hater. But you know what I was going to tell you? He is proof of what I was just coming off mic to say. Number one, when people hate on you, that's literally none of your business. Like, it bothers me none when people hate on me because I am going to keep being me. I am going to keep doing what I set out to do. I'm going to keep working towards my goals. I'm going to continue to give them things to hate about. And usually, what will happen is they're going to hate so much, like Corey, that they become a big cheerleader of mine. Okay. And they're always shouting me out and talking about me to
Tell
other
him,
people
Ashley.
in the midst of them hating. All right. And or they're going to hate so much that they're going to make other people respect the grind, respect the hustle because they've hated so much. And so stay focused on what it is you have to do and what you're trying to achieve for yourself, for your life, for your family, for your kids, for your business, for whatever it is. Stay focused on that because whatever they're saying has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. It's none of your business, whatever it is that they're saying. None of your business. So I will tap in with
That
that.
part.
That's what I do. And I just continue to work towards my goals. And what ends up, they're going to continue to hate, but give them even more to hate about. And that's my strategy.
Whoa, Dr. Ashley in the building. Can y'all put some heart emojis
Stack,
in
that
the
was a
chat for
horrible
Dr. Ashley?
strategy. But go
You
ahead.
know,
Love it.
nah,
Love it,
Corey,
Doctor.
how you gonna hate on Dr. Ashley, bro? Nah, bro. You know that's my sis. We locked in, bro.
Yeah, you
Put
gonna
some
make
heart
Ashley a
emojis in the
husband. You gonna make
chat,
Ashley get that
man.
big brawly dude come back on
Come
his
on,
clubhouse, son.
man. You crazy, man. Listen, Corey, what
Then
we doing,
people
man?
think he's crazy for hating on me. They're like, how are you going to hate on Dr. Ashley, Corey?
But she hates on me. What y'all don't know is, see, man, you got to be careful with people like Dr. Ashley, man. She's a she's a covert gangbanger. But we just talk about that a little bit later, man.
No one's going to
Oh
believe
my god,
you,
that's so
Corey,
funny.
because
That's
everyone
so
knows
funny.
me well enough. So they're not going to believe you.
I will say, Dr. Ashley has sweet talked the governor of South Carolina in her back pocket. So you got to be gangster to get the governor of South Carolina to go ahead and make a proclamation and give you love. So there could be a little bit of truth to that.
I'm just, no,
Or,
there's no
or
truth to that. I'm just good at what
All
I
I
do.
know, all I know is Ashley got a gut laugh on
right,
that.
right, right. So she's like,
You only get a gut laugh for certain reasons.
she know her brother Martin speaking some truth. I ain't see the governor of South Carolina hug
Like
up a
Martin,
whole
if you
bunch
get
of
a gut laugh, why do
mofos.
you get a gut laugh, Martin? Tell me why you get a gut laugh. Like you get out of your
I
guts.
cannot with you.
Listen,
Thank you,
listen,
Iman. I
listen.
love you too. I
She
cannot with y'all. Y'all
she
are a
gonna try
mess.
to make it that the gang she is. She's with the AKAs. That's what she gonna try to say. If it's a gang, well, it's the AKAs.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Shout out to you too, Casey. I'm not doing this with you, Martin.
Hey,
Listen.
Ashley, this is Jason from the Bay. Great to meet you. And welcome to XP Mentor. You know, this is a place where we really support each other and we want to accomplish all of our dreams. And, you know, in your perspective, let's say somebody is going through a tough time. You know, and I read in your bio, it says number one motivator. I have a desire to inspire you to greatness. Like, I love that. I just absolutely love that. What would you say to somebody that might be, you know, a little bit in the rain right now and, you know, kind of a little down on themselves? Could you share with the group and maybe pick somebody up for the next, 2 minutes? Over to you, Ashley. Thank you.
Amazing question. Happy to do it. But before I tap into that question, I have to tell everyone how I know Jason, you guys. This tickles me
Oh yeah, I
so
remember that story, Ashley. Tell the story.
this tickles me so much. Let me tell y'all how I know Jason. So, like years ago, like maybe 2 years ago, when I first got on Clubhouse, I decided to host a room to sell Girl Scout cookies because it was the first year that we had to sell Girl Scout cookies online. And so I was like, okay, how can I be creative to help my girls sell their Girl Scout cookies? So I decided to host a room on Clubhouse to sell cookies. And then Jason came in the room and he was listening to the room and then he came off mic and he said, okay, reading your bio and listening to you talk, it doesn't it doesn't sound like you're selling the type of Girl Scout cookies that I think you're selling. So he thought I was selling he thought I was selling like weed or something. And I was
She's
like,
like,
no.
no, 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 no. And and just to let
You know
people
you had some
know,
yang
Yeah,
gang.
she had
Ashley
the
has
stack.
some yang gang.
She had
Jason, she has some yang
she had the
gang.
stack pack on her.
yes, well, just to let people know, like that's a
Well, they were
popular strain.
infused. They weren't
And
weed cookies. They were
yeah,
infused
that's a
cookies.
popular strain in the cannabis industry called Girl Scout cookies. And so I just want people that don't know that that's just a strain. It's what's also called cultivar. And
AKA
that's the
yang
more
yang.
respectful word.
So let me tell
But
you, when he
Ashley,
came off
Once
thank you.
again, Ashley's part of the gang.
Boy,
he came
Martin
off
the
mic
yang
and he
yang.
asked me that question. And I was like, oh my God, no, I'm not selling those. So I shut down the room and I haven't hosted a room about Girl Scout cookies.
Yo, my 20-month-old does this to me when I say something. That's what I thought of when you said that. You shut down a room. Come
I
on,
did
Ash.
shut down that room, y'all. But I will say my
Why?
girls are the top cookie sellers this year for Girl Scouts.
Hmm.
So
I'm
over
sure they
to that
are.
question. They are, but not that kind. So a couple of things that I do as it pertains to when you're down and when you're feeling unmotivated. The first thing that I do is I make sure that I have sound people in my corner that has my ear. That's very important because sometimes we will call on friends who are going to keep us engaged in the pity party, and we will choose to call them. So we will call a friend that will say, "Yeah, girl, I told you not to do that, and I can't believe that happened. And what are you gonna do now? And I told you not to try that." Or you can call the people that will say, "Man, that's so unfortunate that that happened. Yeah, I understand why you're upset or why you're disappointed or why you're frustrated. What can I help you do at this point? Have you considered these solutions? Have you tried to contact this person?" There's a difference in that tone of conversation. One of those conversations more than likely are going to keep you down and discouraged and frustrated. And the other conversation is going to prompt you to think more so on the solutions than the problems. And that's where you want to be. Because once you shift your emotional state, once you shift your actions, your patterns, your mindset, starting with the conversation, starting with who you turn to, then that can change the course for you to shift from that negative to that positive, even after just taking a couple of steps forward. That motivation shifts when you're starting to work towards progress. The second thing that I recommend doing is to think through, even in the midst of your downtime, when you're struggling, when you're sad, think through the things that you've already overcome. Oftentimes, we have a hard time reminding ourselves that we have accomplished certain things, that we have achieved certain things, that we've already overcome certain obstacles. Remind yourself of those things. Make a boss list, a list of things that you've already attained, achieved, overcome. Make a list of those things and continue to remind yourself of those things that you've already made it through. That's going to remind you that you can make it through this thing and you can make it through the next thing. And you need to have those reminders ever so often because we sometimes forget. That's why when you're watching television programming and you see a company have a commercial, they don't stop with one commercial. They remind you over and over and over again. That's intentional, that's by design. We have to do the same thing. We have to remind ourselves over and over again of the positives instead of reaffirming the negatives. And then the third tip that I will give you is if you don't have the language on your own, and even if you already have the language, it's still good to engage in some type of daily motivational segment. So, even for myself, I have the language, but every single day I listen to at least 30 minutes of a motivational segment on YouTube or on podcasts or wherever. I listen to Dr. Eric Thomas. I listen to Les Brown. I listen to Brian Tracy. I listen to Tony Roberts. I listen to all these different people for a minimum of 30 minutes a day. What that does is it gives you the language to refer back to if you don't feel confident enough in your own language. It gives you language that you can refer back to in its place until you strengthen your own language itself. But please keep in mind that you have successfully made it through 100% of your bad days. Literally, you are here to talk about it. You have made it through all 100%. That is a winning average. You can make it through the next thing too. So I hope that helps.
Look, put some heart
That's what
emojis.
I'm saying.
Boom,
Ah, damn
y'all.
it.
Put some heart
Way to
emojis
go,
in the chat.
Ashley.
Let go. Put some heart emojis in the
Ashley
chat.
broke that shit down, Stack.
She broke that shit all the way down. Put some heart emojis in the chat. Appreciate you, Ashley, for pulling up. You could have been doing anything else, but thank you for coming in and pouring into the room. Fire, right? Hold up, Martin. I got you. Because I want Honey to come in next, right? I think she got a short window
Hold
to
up.
come in. And she about to come
Okay.
in, and drop some gems real quick. Honey, are you there real quick? Let's drop some
You can
gems.
speak. Go ahead. I'm not in a rush.
Honey got that miel. You know what they call honey in Spanish? They call it miel. Come on,
Hmm
miel. Miel,
Morgan can go
señora
though. I'm
miel.
not in a
No, no,
rush.
no. You up, you up,
You
you
up,
up,
honey.
honey.
Go
Let's
ahead.
go.
That was fire though, Ashley. Dr. Ashley. Shout out to Dr.
Thank
Ashley.
you, my love.
Um, what's up though? What's up with my people? How y'all
We
feeling?
feeling on
We up
top of the
here, we up
world.
here. We
Let's
feeling, we
go.
feeling, we feeling.
We feeling good. How you feeling?
Y'all talking about haters
Yeah, how
today?
you how you maneuver through the haters, honey? How you maneuver through them and continue to build strong relationships in business or whatever you got going on and everything in your life.
Honestly, I've always had like a I don't care personality. I think y'all should know that by now. We've been on here for almost 3 years about me. I have like I don't give a f personality. It really is not like my I don't really have issues with having haters. I think honestly, when people hate on you, is because you remind them of what they're not, and they are just mad because they're not you. And people who feel good about themselves don't need to put other people down. So I just remind myself that if I didn't have haters, then I wouldn't be popping. And when you love yourself and you have high self esteem and you remind yourself every day that you that girl is that's what motivates you. If I didn't have haters, then I would feel like I was doing something wrong. So as long as the haters is coming, the negative comments and the hate is coming, I know I'm doing something right. So it's actually my motivation for real. A wise man once said, "Keep your friends at a distance and your enemies close, because the ones you call friends tends to envy the most." Anybody know who that came from? It's a rapper.
Tell us, honey, who it
Y'all
came
not
from.
I
that
was getting ready to
cool.
say, that's a rap song. Honey, you know that's a rap
Yeah,
song.
it's my boy Cassidy, New York stand up. Yeah, so definitely got to make sure. And to be honest, sometimes it's not even really your haters you got to be worried about for real, because your haters is just like fans. Sometimes you really got to be worried about the fake love and your fake friends that really be tearing you
Ooh.
down for real.
Uh-oh,
So
honey, what you say?
honestly, I don't even
What you
really
say,
too
honey?
much be
Hold
worried
I
on.
about the
think Honey
haters.
brought the damn heat on
Yeah, she
that one.
brought the heat. What you say, honey, on that one? Fake friends, what?
I said, them be the ones that really be hating and really be wanting to tear you down. I mean, just think about it. Look at all the people that die behind violence or a bullet or stuff like that. It usually be like they mans that, crossed them out or betrayed them or whatever you want to call it. It don't even really usually be your enemies that get want you out of here. It be the people around you that's envious and jealous of you and that be giving you the most praise and bigging you up
Damn,
and acting like
Honey,
they love
bringing
you
it.
that really want your spot.
He bringing it.
So I wouldn't even really focus too much on the haters. I'll focus on the people that support you, and I'll focus on people's actions, because people always show you better than they could tell you how they really feel about you. Pay attention to the people that don't clap when you win. Pay attention to the people that always, when you tell them what you're going to do, they always be like, how, where, when. They always got questions, or they always got some negative commentary when you telling them how you going to win. They asking you too much. So I really think that it don't even really be my haters that I need to be worried about for real. And yeah, I'm gonna drop the mic because I really didn't come to preach to
Ooh.
y'all. I just came to support.
Appreciate you, honey, for pulling up. Throw some honey pots in the chat. Y'all know what time it is. Appreciate you, honey, for coming through and dropping that, because you got to maneuver through this. You can't let nothing stop y'all on the journey, especially if you're running a business. As an entrepreneur, they always say you got to have a good ass day every day, especially if you want to survive as an entrepreneur. Especially if you have a brand on the line, your face is on the line, or your company logo on the line, you got to handle yourself a certain way. So thank you for coming through, honey. Let's light it up. Let's keep sharing the room out and pinging the room out. If you guys are just getting here, we're talking about how to handle your haters and build a strong business. Keep pinging the room up, keep sharing the room up. And if you guys are at the bottom, come to the top. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear everybody. We want everybody to be active tonight in the XP mentorship. So
I
let's
gotta say
talk
one more
about it.
thing
Let's
before I go.
go ahead.
I want to say one more thing. Also, be very wary about who you share your success with and who you share your ideas with, like in your circle. Because sometimes people that be in your circle that you talk to, they could be envious and they could be trying to steal your ideas before you even get them done. You gotta really be very really, what's the word, very careful about who you share your journey with. Sometimes you don't even gotta tell people your steps. Just let them see it, because people really want you to do good, but they never want you to do better than them. And so they'll try to manipulate you like they care about you, but in all actuality, they want your spot, and they don't really want you to do good because they envious, and that envy is gonna always be louder than the hate. That was like we had bar for real. The envy is gonna
Nah,
always
for
be
real.
louder than hate.
Say that.
Sometimes
Say
that's
that
just
It
again,
was.
yo.
I want to tap into what she just
Go ahead,
said because
Ashley.
one
Rip
of
it up.
my
Rip it up.
practices, I rarely ever post things that I'm working on. If any of you all follow me on social media, if you're connected with me on LinkedIn or Facebook or anything like that, you will see that I always post announcements. I never post plans. I post achievements, accomplishments, and announcements of things that are completed. And that's by design. That's very intentional. Like Martin said, when he first met me, I was Ashley. The next thing you know, I popped up Dr. Ashley. I don't even think I even announced that I was working
nah,
on
that's a
the thing.
fact. And you was quiet about it.
Yeah, I finished it and I announced it when I was done. And by the time I announced it, I was getting ready to walk across stage and I posted my graduation photos. And that's typically my practice because I don't give anyone anything to conspire about in the meantime until it is done.
The thing is, when you speak about something you are still working on, um, you just like ruin it. But because your mind um think that you're done, so that motivation, that passion about it, just slow down for some reason. And at the end of the day, if you wanted to draw a nice, clean circle, you gotta have the center, um, solid center. You start from the solid center. If you want to think about those two in your circle, you start by you. You're the center. Work on you. Do what you gotta do for yourself. Think about you more, and just like, fix you, because you cannot fix anyone else. You just have to fix yourself. So that's how I deal with the haters. I pay a lot of attention to it.
You can't pay attention to them. You gotta really shake it off at the end of the day. Shake it off. You hearing what everybody's saying on stage, you gotta shake it off, right? Shake it off. Appreciate that, Eamon. Anybody else on stage that wants to pour in, I want to hear from everybody. I know Danny's in here. Danny, are you here, my brother, to chime in real quick about how to handle your haters and build a business, man? Because we chop it up all the time, and we chop it up
What's
about
going
biz,
on,
man. What's going on, Danny? Let's get it, brother.
honey? What's going on, honey? She doesn't say hi to me.
Yo, Danny.
Man, I'm trying. I want my name in titles. Shit, damn it! Everybody, they exclude me, man. When they go after Cindy, they don't put my name in the title. They put your name in the title. They put Char's name in the title. They put Cindy, and then they forget about Danny. They don't put Danny in the title. I don't fucked up,
What's
man.
good, Danny, man? How you feeling about the haters, bro? How you building a strong business, my brother? Thank you for pulling up.
Oh man, always. So I mean, look, I was joking, but not really. Like, I mean, you want people to talk about you. If you're not being talked about, you're not doing much. I mean, look, look, over the weekend. I have a very busy week last week, and Friday I was with Adrian Broner, 4 division world champion. Everybody, he fought on Friday. I was with Don King's team and everything, and he put on a hell of a performance. Nobody heard about him for 2 years. He was inactive. He was dealing with a lot of depression and you know, a lot of things took over, like, you know, addiction, you know, between the women, gambling, you know, drinking, a lot of stuff. So he took a 2 year layoff. Nobody heard anything from him. And then all of a sudden, he fights on Friday, and now you got all the media. Everybody's blowing up, whether it's positive or negative. You got people saying he's washed up. He's not the same. He's not the same Broner. He's no longer a problem. All this stuff. But the point is, he's back in the spotlight, and you know, I was happy to see that. Like, he didn't gas out. Like, you know, he took the fight serious. He came to fight. He did what he did, and that was it, right? So I mean, I look at that as an example of, like, the point is, after 2 years of nobody saying anything about him, now all of a sudden he's being talked about again. He's back in the media. I mean, and I have not seen this guy in a very long time fight at the capacity that he fought at on Friday in a smaller venue. I mean, this guy's selling millions and millions of dollars of pay-per-views. You know, all of his fights were in Vegas. So, like, to fight in a venue at the size that he fought in, and then again, like, just to get his feet wet again, get back in there, and now he's being talked about. To me, that's what it's all about. You want people, like, I mean, are you paying attention majority of the time to people, like the people that are talking shit and doing what they? No, man. I mean, people are gonna narrate. You can't control everybody's narrative. So, like, I mean, I've been around celebrities majority of my life, like, and I hands down, I can tell you, the people, like, when I'm there, and then I go and I see on, like, the next day or that night, TMZ or, you know, some bullshit news article, and I'm like, that didn't happen. Like, I know I was there, and they spin it off, and there's nothing you could do. But the point is, you're in the headlines. So congratulations, keep making it happen, and hopefully you get more people to share the
Woo.
story, and then
Come on, Danny
they
coming
could
in
talk, and
hot.
they could talk more shit about you, and then it could, you know, they could clown on you for wearing, you know, Mario Brothers shoes, and you know, I mean, looking like a Pokemon, or wearing linebacker, you know, you know, shit when you're going out with slippers. Like, you know, I mean, that's the point. And then it's what you do with the, it's for me, it's what you do with it. Like, for some people, they can't handle it. I mean, I hear a lot of people, they want to get in the entertainment industry, but, like, okay, you want to get in the entertainment industry, but the bigger you get, understand, like, your life is going to change, and there's certain things you're going to have to understand how to take on. Look at what happened to Britney Spears. Like, she went crazy because, and she grew up in the industry. She was in the Disney, in the what was it, the Disney, what do they call it, the Mickey Mouse Club. Like, she grew up in the industry, and she couldn't handle it. And, you know, the poor girl, she you know, so, like, people ask for this stuff, but it's how you react to it and what you do with it. Like, you get a lot of attention, you're able to spin it off. Like, that's the point. How do you get the haters to work for you? How do you get them to, you know, how can you use that momentum to your advantage? Like, you know, I mean, Grant, for example, we had meetings last week over at HQ, and you know, I mean, Grant was talking about this, and, you know, he was like, you know, I mean, I said one thing on somebody's interview, and next thing you know, everybody's bashing me, and he's like, awesome, like, shit, how, you know, what else can I do? Like, because I mean, that's the point. It's like, you want everybody is so afraid to be talked about, but at the end of the day, like, you can't control what the fuck people say. Like, that's just, and I'm telling it like it is. Like, you can't. So why worry about things that you can't control? I used to always want to please people, and then, like, you know, I mean, I had a few of my boys there. They were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, who gives a shit?" All right, they write a bad article about you. Big deal. Like, you know, the shit didn't happen. All right, whatever. Move on. Like, somebody, I put something on social media or whatever the case is. Like, I don't. Like, you need to focus on what you got going on, and you take the attention and you do something with it, or you don't, and you let it consume you, and you worry about it, and you try to get in fights with people on social media like that. Like, how much of a waste that you? Most of the time, you're fighting with bots anyways. You got
They
bots
fighting
talking.
with they
Look,
fighting
if
with
you're sitting
AI
here
right
having an
now.
argument with your damn self.
They fighting with AI, Danny.
Yeah, they're fighting with AI. So I mean, that's really what I got to say about that. I mean, it's I mean, shit, do something with it. Like if you got haters, get more. Get them to give you more attention, and then use the attention. Shit, if somebody's talking about me in a room, I'm gonna come in the room and be like, shit, what? Like, talk more about me. Keep the room going. Let's do another marathon.
Yo, I
That's
appreciate you, Danny. Look, Danny came through and heat the stage up. Put some fire emojis in the chat.
yeah,
Put
man.
some fire emojis in the
I like
chat
to
for
have
my
fun,
brother
man.
Danny.
Like
You know what time it is.
that's why I
Danny,
bring
I
the fire, so I
appreciate
can
you,
hear the
bro.
fun.
Let
You can
go.
push, you can push the button. That's why I bring the fires. You can hit the horns. I like the horns.
I got you, Danny. Look, Danny came through, dropped it, told it like it was. Let me get some more fire emojis in the chat. Let's see who's active, right? We talking about how to handle haters, how to build a strong business, right? I want to hear from everyone. Everyone, I want to keep pinging the room up, keep sharing the room up. I'm doing one quick reset. After this reset, right? I want to hear from more people. So ping the room up, share the room up, put some more fire emojis in the chat. I'm coming back in. Let's go. Hey, sickety, sickety, hide some help. You ready to sickety, move to the Ritz, turn out the. It is what it is, yeah. GLE, cause that Lambo moving fast. S class, G class, lot of class. In a rocket, in that ain't got no tags. Louis bags in exchange for body bags, yeah. Sickety, sickety, hide some help. You ready to what it was? It is what it is. Whatever you did, it is what it is. And I'm so tired. For the mob, and I got ties. Knock you off to pay their ties. They want me gone, but don't know why. It's too late for all that lovey-dovey. I'm your brother, all that other. It's too late for all that. It's too late for all that. Hey, it's too late for all that lovey-dovey. I'm your brother, all that other. It's too late for all that. Hey, it's too Yo, I want to hear from everybody. I need everybody coming hot. I ain't even gonna lie with you. I need y'all all to come in about haters, right? Let's turn it up a bit. XP Mentor, y'all know what time it is. Let's go.
Is it just me or can anybody hear? Is nobody talking?
No, nobody
Nobody's
talking. Well,
talking, but
welcome,
they're in the
Shantae.
XP Mentor.
Yeah.
Zach just did a badass reset. So I'm just gonna pop in here really quick. I just caught the tail end, so I got to hear Danny's share, which was a fantastic share. And he's absolutely right. You know, you got to keep the haters at bay, but just keep them coming because it you get to show what you're made of. You get to show how strong you are. You get to show, you get to not only prove it to yourself, but you get to show everybody out there, hey, you know what? I'm resilient. Hey, you know what? Whatever you say, it's not going to keep me down. You get to keep going up. So I love Danny's share. Thank you so much. I'm going to throw the mic up so somebody else can share.
I'm happy to hop in.
Let's go, let's
Shantae.
go. Let's get it. Let's go, let's get
Let's go,
active.
Tracy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys know I'm pretty quiet generally, but you know what? This topic for me is personal and freaking fire. I've been self employed for the last 25 years. I've been in the floral industry for 28 years. After I gave birth to my son, he's 22 now, I took a short break to slow down and focus on my baby son because I was also struggling with postpartum depression myself. A fellow competitor, flower shop owner, reached out to me and asked if I could work for her part time. She had also just given birth to a baby and was struggling with postpartum. That was near and dear to my heart because I was coming out of that postpartum. I worked for her part time for a year. I contributed so much to her business from my personal experience, from, I just wanted to help her. Whew. I built a key client for her business, the biggest restaurateur in Toronto. I ended up leaving and I was accused of stealing product and also that huge client. She lost that client before I left. That's the piece of the story that nobody knows. Yes, I ended up with that client in my business, and still to this day, I work with that client. You know what? The best thing to do is stay in your lane, believe in you, and keep quiet. It eventually implodes. It really, truly does. And she has gone to our common suppliers, the farmers we both buy from. We have very similar styles. Just stay in your own lane. Keep quiet. Don't fight. Don't fight back in words. Don't fight back in attacks. The fight is keeping quiet and not engaging. And it has served me well so far. That's all. If you have questions, just ask me, but that it's helped me.
Look, Tracy's going in right now because it's all about staying in your lane. I'm telling you, if you stay in your lane and just focus on your stuff and what you have going on, you can build, build, build. You can build beyond, right? You can build so much. You just can't worry about all that other shit, all that other nonsense. So thank you for coming through, Tracy. Thank you for pouring in. I'm tossing this mic up. Nick, thanks for coming through. Sir, thanks for coming through. Honey, thanks for coming back. Look, we in the building. Y'all know what time it is, right? XP Mentorship. Share the room out. Ping the room out. I want to hear from everybody on stage. Nobody leave the stage until you guys talk about how to handle your haters and build a business. Let's go. Y'all know
Oh,
what time it is.
now honey
Let's
comes
go.
back. I'm done with my share, and now she comes back.
What's good? What we doing, bro?
What the hell happened? Are you mad at me, honey? See, I get the silent treatment.
Everything will be okay, Danny. Everything's okay. Look, we tossing this
But
mic up. How to handle your haters? Who's coming in next? What we doing, bro?
Hi,
Pass this mic.
Stack is Hafsa. I'll share.
Good. It's on you. The floor is open. Everybody could talk. The floor is open. Let's keep it active. Go ahead.
Um, I think for me, hmm, I think I handle how I handle with my haters really depends on the hater. You know, like most of them I try to let them ride if it's not really going. Like I got this motto that's kind of like what would Beyonce do. So most of it I let slide, but I know that recently I've been kind of like fighting back. But I think for me, my problem is I don't find any balance. I need some balance because for a long time I let a lot of stuff slide. And then when it got on my nerves, I just started like letting everybody have it. And now I'm in a space where I'm kind of tired of letting everybody have it, but I can't like pull my claws back in. But that's not for everybody. You know, I kind of just saved that for the pests. You know what I mean? I'm done.
Can you hear me?
I love it.
I can hear you.
This Miss Afrani. So I know what you mean where you want to clap back. I had experienced a lot with haters, especially running a business, and especially when you asking help from friends and family when they don't support you in the beginning, because it does become like they really deep inside they're like envying what you're doing, and instead of supporting you, they're like saying a lot of negative things. You know, they become a hater on the sideline. But what I have learned is if I've lived by this model, if you're not adding value to my life, I'm just minus you away, just like subtraction. So if you're not adding value to what I'm doing, I don't have the energy for you. But I will take that energy, that bad energy you give me, and make it positive, and make it helps me as a person to grow and create, new products. And I take everything the feedback they get back, and it just makes me a better person as far as like creating new products and creating materials. So that's what I do.
I just
Yeah.
want to respond to that. I really like that, and that's another thing that I do. I always try to level up. Like after you like get on my nerves so much, like I gotta hit you with an accomplishment, or you know what I mean, just something to kind of like, I'm petty like that, you know, like that I got a lot of different ways that I handle my haters, but I'm either going to snap back or I'm going to level up.
Come on, man. We in the XP Mentorship. Everybody, I'm loving these shares, right? This is the type of shares we want. This is the type of shares we wanna get in there because you wanna have different techniques. You wanna maneuver certain ways, right? Sometimes you gotta keep them around to see how they hating, right? How are you hating? How are you a hater, right? But I don't let it make any noise around me. I keep it moving. There's a lot of things that get done. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than everything, right? So let's keep going. The mic's open. I want to hear from everybody. Let's get it in. How to
This
handle your
is
hater. Who's here?
this is Carrie Kelly.
Let's go, Carrie.
I'm just now starting, but the job or my calling on this planet has been to be a child abuse prevention advocate. And nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to address it, but everybody wants it to stop. So I'm the one who is going to talk about it and address it and make noise about it. And what I've decided to do is just keep speaking up. I just keep talking. And when people try to shut me down, I move around them, above, around, or through them to keep sharing my message. And there will be people that don't want to hear it and they will try and shut me down. So I created my own one woman show. So I don't have to answer to somebody else's um, like their venue rules about what I can and cannot say. I just warn everybody about what the show is going to sound like, what it's going to be like, and then I get on the stage and tell my story. It helps, it works, and I give people resources so they can't leave my show and say they didn't know what to do. Um, so there's that. That works for the space that I'm in, and I just need to level up to get the word out and get my platform bigger and better so that the message can spread and there will be less child abuse in the world. That's what I'm working on.
Thank you for coming through and saying that. We need that. We need those motions. We need you guys to push a brand message at the end of the day, right? We need you guys to stay motivated. And speaking of motivated, Nick, are you around, my brother, to talk about, being motivated, handling haters, and building business? Nick, if you're around, bro, I know you got a brand called Only the Motivated. So if you can please speak on this, bro, it would be great timing to talk about, handling haters, building a strong business. And before Nick goes in, I need y'all to put some fire emojis in the chat if you guys are enjoying this content. You guys are enjoying the XP Mentor. Throw some fire emojis in the chat because I'm gonna have Nick going about OTM and really how to stay motivated through the haters, building a business, right? So let's go in. Let's keep the room fire. Let's keep sharing it out. And I'm gonna pass it to Nick. Yo, go ahead, Nick. It's on you, bro.
Stag, what's up, my man? Peace and love to the space. Great topic, man. Great topic. This is a crucial one at that, and if I'm being honest, man, because a lot of people don't understand that people will not support you until it becomes popular to support you. I'm gonna say that again in case you didn't hear me. People will not support you until it becomes popular to support you. And the reason why I say that is because when you're at the bottom, starting your business, starting your brand, starting what you're passionate about, people are going to look at you like, oh, well, that's probably not going to work. It may not happen. It may never come to fruition. And you may even doubt that yourself because you're around the wrong environment. When you're around people that don't want to grow, that don't want to learn, that don't have any ambition to be better, it's going to make you question your worth and your existence. But I'm going to tell you this right now. I started a brand from scratch, and I can't even tell you how many times people told me that what I'm doing would never work. They told me I'd never be a public speaker. They told me I would never start a brand, but I'm doing those same very things. And it's funny how it works. It's funny how life works because those same people that doubted me and clowned me are the same ones in my inbox asking me to work with me. It's funny how that works. So I'm just letting y'all know, if you have something that you're passionate about and that you want to see come to fruition, you cannot please everybody. Stop aiming to be validated by everybody because at the end of the day, no matter how good or bad you're doing in life, I'm just gonna tell it like it is. You're not gonna be liked and loved by everybody, and you gotta learn to be okay with that. At the end of the day, you got to learn to be okay with that, because at the end of the day, life goes on with or without people. And the last thing you want to do is get yourself out of character, get yourself out of your element when people's sole ambition is to get you out of that. So when you learn to focus on you and ignore all negativity and distractions, I'm telling y'all, you will live a more fulfilling and peaceful life. Because the last thing you want to do is try to please yourself to people that are already committed to misunderstanding you. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Look, Nick
Woo,
came in hot.
Nick.
Come on,
Okay,
Nick
you
came
guys.
in hot,
I don't know
Cherry. What
if you
up?
guys. I just want to congratulate Nick on winning the Impact Award at the Bolden Awards. I was honored. It was my
Do it, Nick.
privilege
Do it,
not
Nick.
only to record
Congrats, Nick.
you,
Let's
but
go.
to be
Let's go. Let's
there
go.
and embrace you and meet you off the app. Yo, it was my dream come true. You were one of the people. I was the most important person that I met at that event. Nick, you have changed my life. You have changed many, many people's life. It is my very great honor to share space with you all the time, brother. Big hug.
Come on, man. We coming in hot. Congrats, Nick, man, for winning the award, man. It's time to go in. Always going in. That's what it's about
Facts, what
building
it
a
do,
strong.
baby? I'm back.
Let's go. Oh, what's good, Miguel? Let's get it, brother. I was looking for you, man. What's good, Miguel? It's on you, man. How you handling the haters, man? Introduce yourself, my brother. What's good?
Man, what's up, man? Miguel, y'all know what it is. Oh, I like the topic. I mean, fuck a hater. You need haters to fuel, you know, to get you off your lazy ass. Like, a hater. Let me just break it down what a hater really is, right? A hater is a motherfucker that's really far away, that really don't know your personal business. It's the motherfuckers that you got to look at that's envy of you. Envy and a hater is two different things, right? A person that's envy of you is a person that's real close to you, right? That really want to be you, right? Really want to have the opportunities that you created for yourself. A envy motherfucker is a person that you done told all your business to, right? That's a motherfucker that can hurt you. A hater, he don't really know too much about you. A hater can just be a motherfucker saying, "Man, I don't like the way that nigga dress. I don't like kind of car he's driving," right? So you really don't never even put your energy towards a hater, especially when you don't know them. Always watch the people that are envy of you, right? It's a lot of crabs in the bucket that's trying to get up out of the bucket just like you. Every day that you wake up every morning and you look at life at 7 o'clock in the morning, what do you see? Hundreds of thousands of people in the rat race trying to go to work, trying to succeed, right? Always look at how the opportunities that you create for yourself. Even I tell artists, like I sign artists, they get the money, they spend the money, they don't know nothing about business, nothing about taxes, nothing about real estate, and then they expect the record companies to really put money behind you, and they don't. It's a loan. They're gonna put the music out. I tell artists, when you take your advance, reinvest back into yourself, right? Um, a lot of times artists feel like the labels owe them a lot because they're expecting for them to do the things that they used to do 20 years ago, 15 years ago. They don't really do that anymore, right? You have to really take your own money and use your phone. Like, you wouldn't be surprised that I've seen guys shoot top quality videos from an iPhone, right? From the camera, right? I'm seeing hustlers like that's influencers that gets on the internet and know how to work the internet. Your followers is your currency. Okay, especially if you come into the music, it's about popularity. It ain't even about good music anymore, right? It's about popularity. I know millions of kids, man, that I've seen that got millions of followers. Don't nobody know them, right? How you gonna market your brand and put it out to the consumer to where it's gonna be global? What are you doing to change your mindset? What type of people are you hanging around? You know, your company and your team is what's going to dictate your success, right? If you're around motherfuckers that waste their time all day and you're around these type of people, then you're wasting your time all day. You only got 24 hours in a day. How many hours are you really sleeping? How many hours are you really putting into your brand, into your craft, right? We know 85%, maybe 90% of businesses fail within the first year, right? They fail because people don't really know how to face adversity. You know what I mean? They don't know how to face the tornadoes when they come. They give up. A lot of us don't finish the job, the task. You know, economically, they say 0.0001% finish their goals, right? And then we always sit back and then we blame other people that come from other countries, they come into America, and they taking advantage of the opportunity and they're passing your fucking ass up, okay? If you want to have a poor mindset, poor is not about economics. Poor is not about, why you don't have the big house or the nice cars and traveling and, following everybody on Instagram, seeing their fucking, fake miserable life that they're trying to get validated to get likes, right? Poor means passing over opportunities repetitively. Never look at the person that's right next to you and look at them like you're better, because this same person, as you going up the ladder, this same person can be the person that you end up meeting at the top. And always remember this: your time is your time. You can't rush your success. You can't rush your opportunity. You cannot rush your blessings. Whatever God has for you, when He see fit for it to happen for you at His time, then it would happen, not your time. You don't control shit. We don't control anything in life, right? The biggest currency that we can't, I don't give a fuck if you got two, three, $4 billion. You got $100 million house, right? At the end of the fucking day, right? You can't take none of that fucking shit with you. And all the fucking money in the world that you think that can provide you happiness, it can't even pay for air, fucking oxygen, right? The biggest currency in the world, God gave it to us for free: air. Got an opportunity to wake up. Look, every day, make your progress become better. You ain't got to become better all in one day, but make your progress every day become better in what you're doing as far as reaching your goal. You know, it's okay to have different things, understand about business, understand about real estate, understand about passive income, understand about operating in a corporation. America is a fucking corporation. It's for sale. So when other people come from other countries, this is the mindset that's being taught to them before they get over here. So when they get over here, this is why they work so hard, right? And believing in their dreams. So when you work hard, you can play hard down the road. Stacks, I had to come in and say what I had to say before I go into this meeting, but bro, I'm always come drop some real shit, no sugarcoat, always gonna keep it 1,000, and just understand every day that you wake up with good health, that's the best wealth in the world, because all the people that we didn't seen come into the world that had all the money in the world, like Steve Jobs said when he was on his last day of his deathbed, all the billions of dollars that he has earned and all his legacy, his technology that's gonna live on way past after we're gone from this iPhone, right? One thing that he couldn't save. He couldn't beat that fucking cancer. So just know when it's time to go, it's time to go. I've never seen a brink truck go to heaven. I've never seen your houses, your cars, your jewelry, your fucking bags, and all the shit that we end up worshiping that we think have value. But the true value is having that freedom of air and waking up and that opportunity to, add to your peace. Because we only here for a short period of time. Let's not get this shit confused. God made two promises, right? And we know one of them, we all gonna die soon. So enjoy your fucking life. Live that motherfucker to the fullest. Don't never let a hater tell you what you can't do. Never let a motherfucker put a projection on you that because he can't do it or she can't do it, that you can't do it. No, you can't do it, motherfucker. I can do it. Because you're saying that it can't be done, I'm getting ready to do it. And that's how you show a motherfucker is the success of that. You know what I mean? the opportunity if you going to do it, and then let that win be a fucking win, and don't even respond. Let the actions of the success of it be the glory. Stacks, I love you. Much love to the room. Peace and love. I gotta go.
Look, we in the building, right? Miguel just pushed up. Make sure y'all put some fire emojis in the chat from our brother. We got some big things, working in the back. So it's gonna be epic. Expand. We gonna keep it real. We gonna keep it real. We going in the XP Mentor. I need you guys to ping the room up, share the room up. We gonna be going in. Anybody else can take the mic. Y'all know what it is. Keep sharing the room. Keep getting up in the chat and be interactive. So let's keep it rocking.
What up,
Appreciate you,
Stack?
Miguel.
Good
Let's
to
get
hear
it.
your voice,
Let's
bro.
go.
Good
Let's
to
go.
hear your
Let's get it.
voice.
Let's get it, man.
Prop,
Aquaman.
prop. Yeah, man. But the whole thing about all this, I read that title, man. I'm not even thinking about the peripheral. We all we're thinking about the peripheral in here. It's about what's going on the interior. The hater that I have within. That's the hater I battle every day. That's the hater that caused me to procrastinate. That's the hater that caused me to hate on somebody else. That's the hater that caused me to operate from a lower frequency than what I should operate from. So once I can control that hater within, then the haters on the outside, they don't even matter. They don't even count.
That's a fact, Aquaman. Look, man, I ain't worried about no haters. If y'all ain't worried about no haters, I want to talk about it right now. We building a strong business. We talking about how to maneuver through the haters. Who else is in? Who else wants to grab the mic? I appreciate everybody for being here. We talking about this right now. The floor's still open. Let's go.
Okay, I want to jump in
Hey,
here.
Stack, it's Shantae.
Shantae,
This is the
let's
first time
go.
oh my God, there are so many things going through my head right now because that's the first time I've ever heard Miguel, and he lit it up because everything he said was fact. And it's so true. I mean, all this stuff, it's all material. We can't take it with us when we die. And, we had 5 houses and they were gorgeous houses. It brings the more money you have, the more haters you got, right? And when we walked away from everything, nobody could understand how it was we could walk away. My husband's health was at risk and our safety was at risk for a lot of different reasons. There's a whole big reason why I don't talk to my family. They are envious, ugly haters. Okay, so I don't have anything to do with them. But your circle, what is that saying that John Lee always says? Your network is your net worth, right? And it's very, very true. You know, who we have around us is going to help us rise or fall.
That's a
And
fact.
right? And just like Aquaman just stated, we are our biggest enemies, right? I mean, what we think in our head, how we get stuck in our head, it's a battle. It's a battle some days. But the fact that we can get up and keep going, that's one more day one. And that's how I look at it every single day. When I get up in the morning, before I even wake up, before I even open my eyes, I'm like, thank you so much for letting me wake up today. Because that is one more day that I won the battle. That's one more day that I get to be alive and take that breath of air, and I get to hopefully encourage somebody, impact somebody, help somebody. Because one more step of doing that means one less person that's out there that's going to affect me in a negative way. I love those shares. I love everybody's share. Y'all know I'm an XP mentor lover. So keep sharing the room, like Stack says, and let's hear some more people.
Let's go. Let's keep hearing some more individuals go in. I want to hear from you guys. Who else is active? Who else is on the stage, right? Who else wants to talk about how to handle your haters and build a strong business, right? Who else is in here? Who else hasn't shared? I know I haven't heard from Josh. I
Hi,
haven't heard from a few individuals. Who else is in here? What's up? Somebody take the
hi,
mic.
Stack. This is
Victoria,
Victoria.
let's
Thank
go.
you for
Look,
the
Victoria, you
opportunity.
ready? What we doing? Let's go. Let's get it in.
Yay! I come willing and ready to offer motivation to everyone. Thank you, everybody on the stage and everything. I just want to remind everybody to stay focused on your purpose. Because when you stay focused on your purpose, if you don't know your purpose, it's time to stop focusing on everything else and start to meditate and find out your purpose and what you are in your present situation to learn, to give, and how can you grow from the situation you're in. When you focus on your purpose and you are starting to achieve goals that are helping you fulfill your purpose throughout your life, then you don't have time to look or hear what naysayers or haters or anybody else says, because you have a true connection with Source Creator, and you're going to be able to only focus upon what is valid and relevant to your life. When you focus on nonsense, you keep producing and you keep perpetuating nonsense. But when you focus on purpose, you keep producing and perpetuating the the essence of the reason why you are on this earth. And when you focus on that, you will bring everything you need to you. If somebody tells you no, understand that that door leads to nowhere. Find the door that says yes, that will lead you towards your purpose. And remember, every yes is not always fulfilling your purpose. Sometimes you have to say, Creator, how am I going to make this work to fulfill my purpose? Sometimes it's a self journey. And when you get put in those self journey situations, understand that you have everything you need inside you. You were born with it to fulfill your purpose. So stay focused on your purpose, and the haters will dissipate and they will end up serving you or being serviced by you to end up proving the point that you are who you are who you were created to be, and there is nothing that can stop you from being great. This is Victoria. Thank you.
Come on, Victoria's in the building. Victoria's coming in right now with the shares, that we want to hear. You know, that's the type of energy we want to hear. We want to go all the way in with it, right? Don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about no noise. Everything that I've been hearing tonight, I know you guys got strong energy and strong power because nobody's worried about the noise. Everybody's gonna keep trucking, right? Put some heart emojis in the chat, right? I want to see, because everybody's in the room is gonna keep trucking. If you got that energy to keep moving and keep moving on, you will get to the next level. You'll always be a champion. So everybody, right? If you feel like keep moving and keep going is the way to go in this room, right? On how to build, right? A strong business and handle your haters, right? Is just to keep going. Put some hearts in the chat. Everybody right now, right? Go crazy in the chat, nothing but heart emojis, because that is what you do. That's what your heart does. You keep going. You do not stop. That's the whole, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta have tough skin. When you're an entrepreneur doing this, you gotta have very, 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 very tough skin. Doesn't matter what you're doing at the end of the day. If you're coming in this hot, you coming in the building and you're scaling quick. If you gotta, like when I'm in this, I'm scaling quick. You can't worry about anything. You gotta keep it trucking. So everybody throw the heart emojis in the chat, because this is what it's about. Keep moving at the end of the day. Keep moving. Don't worry about anything. I'm gonna do one quick reset. After this reset, I wanna hear from some more individuals. Come in hot, but keep blowing up the chat, because y'all know what it is when we in the XP Mentorship, right? Big stack. Let's go. What? Pull up all black, I'm not showing no test. I don't gotta do much cause they know I'm a mag. She is not so I'm not attached. But if she is now pull up and match. But this keep running like train. I took it, you try me, this chalk going blad. Need 10 for a show, you can check out my stats. I grab the front end, but I come through the bag. I rated is flat. One button and I push the gas, hit the turbo, I'm swerving the scad. I ride with the gas. I put up threes like I am Curry. You missing, your name must be Shag. I come through like gold. I'm tripping like one. Let's get to that mom. She second, she me, I say if she wants. She don't show me nothing, I kick her and pawn her. Yes, I'm getting hot, it's on like a sauna. The green is on me, I feel like an iguana. My eye stays locked, my vision is torn. I'm smacking it, I'm pulling her bones. Let's get to that money, 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 let's get to that money.
to that money, let's get 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 to that. Ayy, new shoes on my feet, but they don't got a crease. Talking that fast, but I'm trying to teach. Just moved to Atlanta, so I need a peach. Speaking that
Yo, everybody's been going crazy tonight. I want y'all to keep going crazy because I want to hear from everybody on stage tonight. XP Mentorship. And if you guys are just joining, right? We talk about how to handle your haters and build a strong business. Y'all know what time it is. I'm passing the mic up. If you guys are still active, ping the room up, share the room up. I'm tossing it up. Keep it active if you're on the stage. Let's go.
Hi. Oh, I was about to say, I think where the room is has actually where it's at right now is really apt for me to speak. So thank you for holding the room. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Nina Olk. I'm known as London's life coach, and haters are something that I get literally 30 to 40 death threats every month because of what I do. Some people say I should come with a trigger warning, so I'm going to give you that. But I believe the only warning I should come with is that I'm armed with love. My story has brought me to a point where I raise awareness regarding human trafficking because my sister was sold by our father at 6, and I survived an honour killing because of the fact that I was born a girl, because in my culture, girls are not wanted or accepted. I came into the room because I saw Jay Nolan, but I know he's gone now. But I decided to stay, and I am based in London, but currently I'm doing a little tour of the US. So I've been to Vegas, I've been to Dallas, and now I'm in Atlanta, and I've got a few other places to go because I'm a professional speaker. I basically raise awareness on my subject matter, but more than that, I am a mindset coach for UFC fighters and MMA fighters, which is why I headed straight to Vegas to see my clients. And really, what I'm trying to say is that I've gone against everything, everything since birth. I've literally walked through fire, per se. I've survived a horrendous amount of trauma and not allowed it to make me bitter. I wanted to be better than that. I want to be better than the way that I should have turned out, quite knowingly. And I've taken those experiences from my life and turned them into my own form of education so that I can help others not to have to go through the trauma that I did through my non-profit that I've set up. And I agree with a lot of the things people have been saying in the room. I've sat here literally nodding to myself, agreeing, and really you get to a stage where you have to let go of everything you've ever been told. I got to a stage where I had to unlearn everything I'd ever learned, all of people's opinions of me, what they said I could do, what I couldn't do, the way that I was brought up in my culture with the discrimination, the fact that I was a girl, the way that my ex-partner treated me. I had to unlearn everybody else's dialogue of what my life should be and relearn and rethink. And it takes time. It takes patience. It takes commitment. Just like going to the gym, you have to keep going continually to lose some weight or to see an effect. And working on yourself takes time. But being patient and believing in your own journey leads you literally, I think, like Victoria was saying, to your purpose. And I know that my purpose is to be of service to others, to spread awareness, to raise enough funds so that I can help others, because wealth, as somebody has said, isn't really in the form of money always. And before I was homeless 6 years ago, I was a millionaire, but I lost everything because of domestic violence, and all I had was my son's hand in mine. I started talking about 2 years ago, and I promised my sister that I've never met and I still haven't seen because she's still missing, that I would do 100 podcasts for her, knowing along the way, realizing that there are lots of other women and girls that are my sisters, and I can't not stop doing it for one person. By sort of 50 of these podcasts, I was doing interviews on the radio or TV. I was getting really tired and worn out because you're literally cutting a wound open so other people can heal. But by 97, when people started to tell me to give up, when people were telling me I was not a great public speaker, I hit a target of the type of audience that really needed to hear my message. And that 97th video went viral to 25 million views in 3 weeks, which I know
Wow.
is pretty good. But what I wasn't really interested was the views or the numbers. It was the fact that those people had heard the message. They were now aware, if they weren't a victim or a survivor, they were aware of what they could do. But with that, I received over 12,000 messages of please help me, is how they started. There were women, girls, men, some girls as young as 8 who had been trafficked that had managed to get a message to me. And that kind of wealth you can't measure. You know, that's my service to them to be able to do that. Um, and I do believe in divine timing. Somebody said that earlier, and I apologize for not remembering names, but I know divine timing really makes a huge difference because I'd not long registered my non-profit. I was doing it off a credit card before because I wanted to help so much. And when I registered my non-profit, everything just seemed to fall into place. And I do believe in the laws of attraction because when I found myself, I found an immense amount of love for me. I rewrote who I was, you know, and on the inside, I'd always been this really good person. I'd never hurt anyone. I'd never caused anyone pain. In fact, I'd unconditionally loved even those people that had most hurt me. So I could work on the outside quite easily, but working on the inside takes a lot more. So I felt I was already nearly there. And you know what? We just need to remember that we've not got to prove anything to anyone, that we don't have to take somebody's words on as our own, and that if we are on this journey of life, that we also have to acknowledge our little wins along the way, because people, including my clients, focus on the wins, but they don't focus on their journey, that they've managed to cut weight, or that they have, you know, gone to training every day. They've woke up at 4 a.m. to train, or that they have, you know, got up when they didn't want to get up. They focus on the win, but the win is part of it. The journey is actually the bit that you're supposed to enjoy and acknowledge. And I believe the universe rewards you when you do that, because there's a balance of, you know, accepting the good and the bad, but also being grateful, which is a huge thing, that you have seen that day and that you are getting to the end goal. So I'm not really as goal orientated as some people because I'm living in the here and now. I believe in my journey so much, and I would encourage everyone listening to believe in their journey too, that they should appreciate themselves and not always give to others, but to remember to give to themselves. And the biggest gift they can give to themselves is love, because we often forget, you know, to acknowledge who we are and to give ourselves that undivided time and love that we deserve. Thank you.
Listen, she went all the way in. I appreciate that, Nina, for pulling up. Please come back to the XP mentorship. We want to hear more from you because it's all about diving in. It's all about sharing, right? I want to hear from some more individuals. If you guys are enjoying this content, continue to ping the room up and share the room up. And we're going to keep talking about this topic until you guys don't want to talk about the topic so no more. So look, welcome to the XP mentor. How to handle your haters and build a strong business, right? I'm going in with one more tip before I pass it up, right? Look, if you want to avoid the haters and handle them, right? You continue to climb the ladder. You continue to make partnerships. You continue to make power moves. That's how you're going to get to the next level. If I can continue to do something that I'm already doing great and continue to stack up on top of those wins, I will always get to the next level. Don't worry about no haters. You'll shake them right off. Throw some fire emojis in the chat if you guys are still active. We shaking the haters off, right? We shaking all the haters off on this one, right? We shaking everyone off. How to handle your haters. Sometimes you got to tweak a little bit in your business. Sometimes you got to do a little bit of different things, right? So sometimes you got to adjust. I'm telling you, if you adjust, you will see yourself getting to the next level. There's plenty of things that I've just adjusted in my business to get to a certain level, to get to a different, you know, I get in doors that others can't get in. You know what I mean? It's all about tweaking. Sometimes it's a little tweak. So let's keep going crazy. I'm passing this mic up. Let's stay active. And if you're at the bottom, come to the top because we're talking about how to handle haters. We going in the XP. Let's go.
Hey,
Okay,
I'm Jason
Stack.
from the
Let's
Bay.
go.
Let's go.
Hey, thank you, Stack. Thank you. Awesome room, man. Also, awesome shares. I just want to comment on Nina. Nina, sounds like you're on team fight for right, fight for good, fight for change for better. Let's go. I got some people to introduce you to, Jason Cisneros and also Ellen Blanchette, and an organization called International Sanctuary, where they really fight against human trafficking. So please get with me. We'll definitely talk to them. It's an organization that I support with my businesses. So great share, by the way. It really was great. Um, what I what I wanted to share was championship organizations have this thing called soot. It's SUT, soot, and it's actually means you speak the same language, you understand the same end goal, and you all think the same. That's a hell of a team, you know. And when you can have friends, networks, all speaking the same language, understanding the same end goal, thinking all the same, that's a winning organization. And so what you can do is check yourself, where are those cancers? Where are those, people that are complaining next to the water cooler? You know, oh, the management's so yeah, blah blah blah. That stuff festers, and then you have a complainer that goes to a complainer that goes to a complainer. And you want to just cut those people out quick because they're definitely not thinking the same. They're definitely not understanding the same end goal, and they're not speaking the same language. We sometimes have tough times in business, in life. And if you have people that just give up and start complaining, oh, this is hard, okay, we signed up to win the championship. You knew it was going to be hard. You should have expected this adversity. And when adversity does come to the championship winners, we laugh at it. We say, ha, that's funny. We knew you were going to show up. It's nice that you're here. Now move out the way, because I got a team that speaks the same language, understands the same end goal, and we think the same, and we are going to win this championship. We are going to win no matter what. And so I want to share that with you guys because that's a very good thing that you can look at within your organizations and how you build your culture. If you're starting a business, maybe that could be something that you could have a foundation on. When I started my first business here 5 years ago, I was in an event, first startup founder, right? I'm sitting there and a gentleman speaking, and he's telling me, very successful. He was probably in 7, 10 years at that point, made lots of money. And I was like, I want to be like that. That's how I want to be. He said, the most important thing that I did the first time when I started my business was I set my core values and I set my mission statement on paper. And that was my North Star that led me through a lot of bullshit. And when you have haters and adversity along the way, you can check yourself, in negotiations and contracts. My core values, honest, fair, transparent. And if I stick to those things along the journey and somebody is hating on me and I'm doing my best, it's like, okay, I guess we don't speak the same language. I'm sorry. You can't be part of this organization. You can't be part of this network. You can't be part of this network, this winning team that's going places because you're a cancer. Goodbye. And that's all you have to say. Just next and move on. And you just keep going up the ladder and they're just going to watch you go right up, right past them
They're gonna
because they're
keep
not going to
watching
stop
you
you.
go up, Jason. Tell them.
That's right. That's right. And that's what Stack was talking about. It's just, you just keep going and just say, well, sorry, you had your chance. So thank you. I'm Jason from the Bay. Let's go, Stack. Let's
Listen, we
go.
in the building. We've been going in. A lot of people's been going in tonight, right? I need to go in with something else on how to handle your haters, right? You build more powerful relationships with others in your niche or your field. So that's how you handle them. Like your haters are gonna actually eventually ask if you're hiring, right? And if you guys agree, throw some ones in the chat real quick. I want to see who's up, who's active, who's listening, right? Eventually, as you build strong relationships and strong partnerships in your business, your haters will actually eventually ask if you're hiring. Oh man, can I get a job? Or hey man, can I actually get that? Can I do something with you? Can I work with you? How can I be of value to you in your business? I've seen it happen plenty of times. I've seen it happen plenty of times, right? So keep blowing up the chat because eventually, as you start scaling your business, you start getting bigger, you start doing things, or you start collaborating with brands and scaling with those brands and making money all across your platforms and on and off at speaking events and stuff like that. You build, and then eventually they're like, hey man, you can't beat them. Guess what you got to do? You got to join them. And that's what it's about. Look, I'm passing this mic up. Jason, thanks for coming in. Who else is on the stage that wants to share, how to handle
Yvette
your
Stack,
haters? What's good?
I, I think we got Andrea. Andrea, love for you to hear your share. The mic is yours if you're available.
Thank you, Jason. Basically, I've had a lot of challenges, and so I somewhat get to myself and I process information. I also think about, you know, how to go about doing particular things. And I don't really entertain my haters because they're not that important enough for me to do that. You understand what I'm saying? I know who they are, and sometimes I don't divulge any information. I still befriend them. I'm still nice, kind, and cordial, but at the same time, I can see through them, and they'll never know what I know. But I do have a limit and I do draw the line. Now, if you cross that line, then you will see another side of me, which I don't like to go there. But sometimes people will, I've been misunderstood. And so sometimes people will think that you're not intelligent or you're not educated or you're slow or what have you. Now, I'm okay with that because I know who I am. But when you, again, cross me, I don't get belligerent, but I take a stand and I draw the line. And so my mom always would my mom taught us rather that you don't even let people know what you have and you don't let them know what you don't have. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes the more you give people, the more that they're going to know and the more that they're going to fight you with that. And so, with that being said, you just keep a low profile. And I have even blessed my haters, you know, because they didn't know what I knew. And so I've heard someone say you keep them close to you. I don't necessarily agree with the whole concept of that. However, my focus is more on what I'm doing. And I also learned that people, when you don't listen to them, because so many people have tried to deter me from doing my business, but I know what I'm doing. I have a passion for what I'm doing, and I know I'm going to eventually get there. And so, they people get angry because I guess they think that they can sway me or they think that I'm slow or what have you, but I already know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and I don't let anything get in my way. Yes, I have opposition, but I fight my way through that. You understand what I'm saying? So they're mocked next to me. And then there's a scripture in the Bible that says God will spread the table before in the presence of your very enemies. So why sweat it? Thanks.
Yeah, you can't
Ooh, that
sweat
was good.
that. Look, who's coming in, Shantae?
No,
Look, go ahead.
sorry. She's very, very true. When I met my husband, one of the things he taught me was not to mistake kindness for weakness, because when you show that weakness and you give and you give and you give, there's always going to be people out there, they're going to be takers. They will walk all over you if you let them, and they will just keep on taking. And it's, I mean, family, friends, it doesn't matter who it is. If they can see that they'll take it, they will. So you've always got to have those boundaries. You've got to draw that line. Like I said, I mean, I'm an open book, so I have nothing to do with my family because that's what they are. I don't want to be anything like that, so I chose a different path. But you cannot mistake kindness for weakness, and it's something that the Bible talks about, right? The Bible talks about all that stuff. It also talks about, like what she just said, when he will deliver them to your feet. And it's very, very true. My husband, I didn't understand it before, but these people would be attacking him, saying things, making up lies. and he would just keep feeding them rope. That was his example. He was giving them rope to hang themselves, because that's what they ultimately ended up doing, was digging their own grave. And if you just let them go, let them be, let them keep talking, you just do what you do, then that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to end up hanging themselves, or digging their own grave, however you want to word it. But as long as you're being you, and you're being true to yourself, and you're doing the right thing by you, that is all that matters.
Yeah, let me know when I can get up and speak, y'all.
Yeah, come on, man. Come in. Let's get in. Let's keep it active, man. Anybody can share. The floor's open. Let's go.
Hey, shout out to Stack Pack. You know what I'm saying? He be doing his thing. He keep doing his thing. My name is Q, the Crypto Sapien. I'm a serial entrepreneur with a lot of failures, but here I am back again for round number 32 or whatever it may be. And looks like we doing this D1 football thing, this D1 athlete thing. Somehow, some way, I was blessed to have a son that's one of the best in the country, and after seeing what seeing what navigating college football recruiting is like, and taking a look at the industry and seeing what's going on in the NIL industry, I decided to come up with a program that would do NIL accounting and law. It's kind of like the rocket lawyer for NIL athletes that are coming into college. So my
You
son
might
is
need
one
to explain NIL for some of the people in the room, my brother.
name, image, likeness, which doesn't really give it justice. What happened? A better way to explain it is to say college athletes couldn't get paid for playing college sports 2 years ago. The laws have changed. Now college athletes can get paid, and the doors are wide open as long as you are eligible. So as long as you have committed and signed to a college, you can now get paid to play. Some of these guys are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to play sports. Some of these guys are making millions of dollars a year to play college sports. My
They're not
son,
getting paid to play the game in college. They can entertain sponsorship deals and endorsements, right? They're,
exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't make it clear. I'm glad you did. The fact that they are players and they have that spotlight because they are athletes, they can get sponsorships and endorsements, and they can actually accept payment for those. And so, because they can accept payments for those, and my son is in a unique position to be one of those, then I came up with a company concept that's similar to Rocket Lawyer, or some of the like Rocket Lawyer. When people want to start a business, Rocket Lawyer is one of the places that they're one of their go-tos. So I'm working on building a software program where people can that are going to college can get their copyrights, their trademarks, their trust, their LLCs, their 501(c)s, so that they can be able to protect their name, image, likeness, and be able to take on the sponsors and the endorsements in a clean and legitimate way. So if anybody's into accounting, anybody's into law, then please shoot me a DM so we can connect and I can share some of my reports and my proposals with you. And maybe we can go ahead and strike some type of deal. And once again, thank y'all for creating this space. And as far as haters, as far as the topic of the room, how do you handle haters in building a strong business? I don't know. All I know is that you ask, you seek, you knock, and God will open the door. Regardless of what everybody else is saying, that doesn't see the vision, that doesn't understand, that doesn't want to be a part of it. As long as God's on your team, it doesn't matter what the haters are saying, because if it's your destiny, it's bound to happen. So, like I said, appreciate the space, and I'm gonna land right there. Thank y'all.
Look, I appreciate you for pulling up, man. I want to hear everybody coming through. And if you guys got the pink tickets near your name, please cash those in and join the XP Mentor House. please. Because every time we do rooms like this or we go live, it's always going to be some action, some value, something that you can implement in your business or take on your journey. That way you can get bigger. Everybody in here is always learning. Everybody in here is always has a chance to get to the next level. So make sure you guys are joining the xpmentor.club link right here at the top and join the community, please, and join the house. Tap in with us. We're going to be going crazy. We're going to be doing more rooms and more topics like this and even better. So look, I'm keeping the floor open. I want to hear from everybody. Thank you for that. And let's talk about it. I'm passing the mic up. Let's keep flowing. Let's keep going. I'm gonna keep the room open as long as the conversation is active. Y'all know what happens when the conversation is not active. Clip, clip, clip. Jay, what up, my brother? You
You
coming
know,
in?
you
What's
you
up,
know,
bro?
Q just said something that kind of sparked something in me. If you click on that link at the top, and then you scroll down, and you look at the category of XP mentors I've got on the 10th one, Q. So click on that link at the top, go down to the 10th one. You'll see a young man by the name of Shane Burks. That's my nephew. That he just graduated Division One. He was the starting nose guard, nose tackle for Eastern Kentucky University. All 4 years, 4.0 grade average as a student athlete, and began to tap into the NIL. So that is a great market that you're looking at because it's really not even come close to being tapped on. Now, if you're going to go in on that market, you're going to want to make sure that you're set up and you're systematized. You got your message that can be delivered succinct. So we literally have platforms where we teach people how to automate, how to systematize their message. So that's a very important thing. What I suggest you do is the gentleman next to me in the middle up here is the ex-senior vice president of Pepsi Cola, Robert Mailer. I suggest you back channel each other. He can take you through our platform, digitally show you how to get your funnels and everything set up so that your message is succinct. So like that pitch you gave here on the stage, you want to know how to really deal with your haters? Get you a good ass message that you curate and then you stick it on a beautiful sales systematized funnel and marketing system. And then you start burning up what I call pillow money. My mentors way back almost 28 years ago. I'm 55 years of age now. So I've been an entrepreneur like half my life. And they told me in the beginning, they said the greatest success, the greatest revenge, I should say, the greatest revenge is massive success. So how do you handle your haters and build a strong business? Just go have massive success. So I've been listening. I've listened to almost every single conversation. I had to step out just for a little bit tonight. Yeah, many of y'all know I'm traveling right now. I'm down in South America. And this is what's important to understand. As I'm listening to folks talk stack, you know, people, I've heard one person after the next say, I don't really care what haters think. Yes, you do. We all care. It's humanistic behavior. It's just natural to care. We normally want to be liked. So to say I don't care is inauthentic, and that's just a defense mechanism that you're going to have to do for what I'm going to tell you next. You just got to put them people over there. So I do care. So if you don't like me, I care because I'm going, I want the best for you. I would do anything I could to help you. So I don't fucking understand how you would not like me if I want my best ever for you and for whatever I can do to help you. So I do care. But if I find out that you don't care, well, I put you over there. So in the chat, y'all should put you over there, Colin. That's all you got to do, because I care. Stack asks me all the time how you deal with that. I deal with some of the greatest hate that anybody could imagine on earth. But guess what I do with them? I put them over there. I don't like it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. But I just simply go, I'm putting you over there. Now, when I put you over there, I lock you over there. And I create an imaginary space to where you have a shield. Y'all watch those, Star Wars where they got the shield up. I just put a shield on my haters. I go, you're over there, and you can't break through my shield. What's my shield? My massive success. I don't give you a lot of brain energy. Now I'm gonna give you some because I don't understand why the hell you don't like me. So I'm gonna give you some. So stop being inauthentic on it. If you want to be real, you want to be raw, you want to really get down to being a human, just go, man, I do care. But I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm not gonna let that hold me up. It's impossible not to have these people who hate. It's scriptural, it's scientific, it's humanistic. So I know that these people exist. So that's how I've learned to deal with it. Now, how is that equal when it comes to building business? Well, I've done business in like 90 plus countries. I've spoken in like 20 countries, large seminars, done a couple $1 billion in revenue. So no matter what, and I've had to rebuild time and time again. I'm doing a big rebuild right now, in spite of haters. But guess where I put them, Stack? Those people go over
Well,
there, no matter who they are. That's it.
Jay said they go over
Over to you,
there.
Stack. Over to you, Stack. Over to you, Stack.
Man, look, I'm doing the same thing. If you want to put your haters over there and have massive success, put some fire emojis in the chat for Jay. Thank you for coming in, Jay. I know you're dealing with, everything down there, the family, man. Make sure y'all put some fire emojis in the chat for Jay, some heart emojis, man. Y'all know what time it is. We in the XP mentorship. We're talking about how to handle your haters and build a strong business. You guys heard Jay. He said I'm having massive success. Jay said I'm not even worried about it, right? No, Jay said some of you are worried, but you do care. But if you have the massive success, you'll drown it all out. That's how I feel. So I'm tossing the mic up. Who else is coming in
I
hot? Let's
promise you,
keep it.
Stack. I promise you I care. I promise you I care. But it ain't gonna stop me. I
Right.
do care. So if you hate on me, I'm gonna care that you hate. But I promise you it ain't gonna stop.
That's a fact. Who else is coming in hot? Jay just burnt it up. Let's keep it active. Samara,
Hey.
what's good? Welcome to the stage. Samara, look, I got a question for you. Now, how are you feeling? How do you maneuver through your business through haters, Samara? If there's haters poking or doing anything to rock the ship, what do you do? What do you personally do, and what's some advice you can give for the XP mentorship? I appreciate you, Samara, for pulling up. Make sure you guys are pinging the room and sharing the room because we have more people that's going to be sharing. So let's go, Samara. Over to you.
Oh, thank you, Stack. Hi, everybody. I've been MIA as I've been in conferences all weekend, which are amazing. So, first of all, in the event industry, you can get a little hair pulling with competitors. Although I never saw anyone as a competitor, they were always a collaborator to me. But the reality is, not everybody has that mentality. And when I come across people in any industry or from anywhere, even walking down the street in my apartment complex, whatever, I love them with kindness. I don't, I have to love them with kindness because you see, there's even people here on this app who have been very, in the past were being rooms. I might have monitored the room and they were very negative and they did not like people and they would be harsh. And there's really no need for that. And so they would back channel me and I actually would take their negative outlook and I would love them with kindness so much. And I would get audiograms. I have audiograms from people in Instagram DMs that were like, holy cow, just cruel. And so I literally would audiogram them back, and I would do it in such a kind, sweet, affectionate kind of way, not in a flirting way, but intellectually. And I turn every one of them around. So you got to turn people around. It's so different than turning someone around for a sale and closing the deal. You got to turn the haters into seeing another side of you because usually when someone hates on you, and I've moved a lot, I've had to start over with friendships more times than I can count. But if somebody is hating on you, usually they're jealous, they don't understand you, or they heard something from someone else, gossip, and so they automatically put up this like shield. And so the best thing to do is to prove them wrong, or you ignore them. But if you ignore them and they start telling other people, you get the butterfly effect of that hate and negativity. So to me, loving them with kindness is the best way to go. And I will say, Stack, I'm going to leave it on this one. I spent the weekend with Les Brown and Sharon Lechter and some of the big wigs this weekend in Scottsdale. And Les Brown He will tell you, Les Brown will tell you that you got to be hungry. And I can't say it like him, but he's like, you got to be hungry. Was that better? And you do have to be hungry to succeed in business, right? But when you're hungry, it means
Extra
you're not being
hungry. Extra.
extra hungry, extra cheese. When you're hungry and you're taking the position of someone else, what's going to happen? They're going to be jealous, resentful, angry because you did a better job. You were hungrier. So the key is you got to be hungry and just do what you got to do. Do your thing. You can't worry about what everyone else is thinking all the time. And I'm a sensitive person. I'm a people pleaser. I want everyone to love me, but that's not going to happen. So sometimes you have to do what I say, as when I lived in all the southern states in Charleston, South Carolina, is bless and release. I'm Samara Beth. I am your bucket list queen.
Let's go. Look, Samara Beth is in the
I
building,
love
right,
me some
Jason?
Mario.
Samara's in the building. Put some heart emojis in the chat for Samara. Thank you for pulling up
She killed it.
because she killed it, right? She's all like it's about that, man. We need that energy. We need those vibes in here. Please throw some heart emojis in the chat for Samara. Y'all know what it is. We in the XP mentorship. We've been going in. Yo, Jay, we might have to do these night rooms a little bit more, man. We might have to go in, man. I like this flow, right? Let's keep flowing, right? I'm gonna do one quick reset, right? After this reset, I need more people to go in and talk about how they handling haters, building business, and we gonna keep this conversation flowing. But guess what? I need you guys to ping the room up and still share it out. It doesn't matter if you already shared it out. And if you guys are enjoying this room, put some more stuff in the chat. Just go crazy. Share the room out. Go crazy while I'm doing the reset. Y'all know what it is. We in the XP mentorship. I'm not joking, right? XP, yeah. Big stack. Let's go. Yeah.
Go.
You my treacherous little twin, and you know that we locked in, and I love you like my kin. It's whatever for you. I go up and down that road, I go anywhere you go. When you tell me life is good, I want better for you. Yeah. You my twin, you my twin, you my treacherous little twin, you my twin, you my treacherous little twin, you my twin, you my treacherous little twin. Yeah. Fuck what they say, fuck what they want, fuck what they want. Fuck what they say, 500 million off the face, feel like KK. And I know the city that we from, not a safe place. But I know you riding with your twin
Y'all
till
know
we
what
fade
time it
away.
is. Keep
We used
going
to have
crazy.
nothing to our names, still had great days. Always kept me umbrellaed up when the rain came. You tell me you want something, I would tell you same. Now when we come through inside this bitch, they gotta make way. Twisting up my fingers for my twin. You was always on go for the drama, dog. I would toe take somebody for your mama, dog. And they block disappeared, that's some karma, dog. You say you a dog, then roof, nigga, I'm a dog. When I need a friend, you my best friend. When I need a friend, you my only friend. Yeah, you my twin. You my twin, you my treasures, little twin. You my twin. You my treasures, little twin. You my twin, bro. When I need a friend, only friend. Who can I depend on like you knowin'? What? In the bed, she get wicked with her parents, she be wholesome.
Listen, y'all been going crazy in the XP. I ain't gonna lie. We been, yo, I'm gonna have to go in. We gonna have to keep going. I want to hear from more people, more individuals that want to handle their haters and build a business, right? Because that's all this room's been about this whole time. Handling haters, getting to the bag, avoiding it at the end of the day, right? If you guys are still active in here, keep the conversation rolling. Y'all know what time it is. We in the XP. And if you guys are just now joining, get on the stage. If you just now at the bottom and you just now hit this room and you wonder what's going on, we're talking about a good topic tonight. We always do business rooms. We always talk about AI. We always do mentorship. We doing all type of stuff, right? How to handle your haters and build a strong business. Let's get into it. The mic is open. The floor is open. Let's keep it popcorn style. Let's keep it active. Let go.
Hey, Stack, it's Shantae again. Apparently, I'm in the sharing mode today. Uh, I didn't get to hear all of Samara's share because my reception went all wonky on me. But you know what? I had the privilege of meeting her. What was it? Last week? Week before last? I don't remember.
It's in a
Was
blur,
it?
girl.
This is last week, right? I don't know, but I will tell you right now, she is just absolutely adorable. Like, she is one of the spunkiest, most energetic people. And so, like, if you're not following her, she's just lovable. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Man, everybody on the stage been active, and that's just what I like. When everybody's active, when everybody's sharing, when everybody's pouring in, that's what it's about. If you feel like, pouring in is the best thing, because I feel like how to handle your haters is to give them more love. How y'all feeling about that, Jay? I feel like you handle your haters by giving them more love. And if you guys agree, throw some ones in the chat. I'm on one. I feel like give them more love. Obviously there is something wrong with you. Obviously, there's something wrong within your business. Maybe you're not making enough money. Maybe you don't know enough people. Maybe you're not doing enough, right? So maybe it's just the other person. It's not you. Sometimes it's not even you. Sometimes it's not even you. You're not even the problem. It's just the other person. Just maneuver it. Do what you got to do. Kill the noise. I'm passing the mic up. We still active. XP mentorship. Who's going in? Lego.
I'll go next. I like I am a candle vendor. I'm a CNA by day, candle maker by night, and I make candles. And I went to a Christmas craft fair, and one of my competitors, who I graciously gave her information, like warning labels, tell her to get insurance because she doesn't want anything to happen, kept on circling around like a vulture coming down on his prey, because we were the third row in and she was hating on it. I'm like, haters gonna hate, you're gonna hate that I got a spot, but you know what? At the end of the day, I'm trying to help you and be the better person. I'm getting my sales up, and my candles actually smell amazing when I know, you know, I'm not gonna even throw shade on her because she's young, but she needs to learn that, the business ventures. And I'm just excited to be in this room and say, I'm not going to let it stress me. I'm going to just continue on being the better person, put my head up, my chin up, and get my sales going.
I appreciate you, Roxette. We need that energy. We need that keep going energy. Look, we winding down in the XP mentorship, right? If you guys got any outtakes, I want to hear some outtakes from the room. How you guys feeling? What's going on? I want to hear from some people, some quick outtakes, and then, we can continue to wind down. You guys went in today. We went all the way in. We was open since 8:30, so I appreciate you guys for, diving in, going into the subject, going into the topic, and supporting the XP Mentor. So let's go in. Any outtakes? The mic's open. Let's get it.
Hey guys, this is Pamela living my life, my style, my way. And that's how I deal with my haters. I do what I want to do, I do how I want to do it, and I make sure I do it right. So, what I do, I have a circle of friends, and we collaborate on different ventures and different things. And I tell them, make sure you're the most knowledgeable person, that you know what you're doing and that you know what you're talking about. And that's the best way to deal with your haters. Thank you so much.
Yep, make sure that you're at your top of the food chain. I was saying that earlier. Make sure you're at the top of the food chain. You know what you're talking about. You want to have the most knowledge in your industry. You can avoid any hater by having the most knowledge in your industry, being the most knowledgeable, being at the top of your field. Thank you for that, Pamela. Any other outtakes or any other shares before we start to wind down? The floor is open. What's good?
I can hop in. It's Tracy again. When you are living with hate, it's much easier to communicate in hate. When you are living with love, it's much easier to communicate in love. Live with love. That's all.
Live with love. I love that, Tracy. Thank you for that outtake. Is there anybody else on the stage that wants to give any more outtakes? We're in here. We're in the XP mentorship. Anybody can talk. Anybody can come off mic.
Hey,
We want to hear what's going on. Who's that?
sorry,
Who's
it's
that? Go ahead.
Tony.
Oh,
It's Tony.
Oli. What's going on? Oli.
Hey, yeah, just a quick share. I love all the shares so far. Amazing. Um, yeah, how do you handle haters? When I think about haters, I'm like, what do their life look like for them to have the time to be like haters and leave like hateful comments and stuff like that? Like I imagine them behind their screen just being full of hate, and I'm like, they're not worth my time. Like This is just their projection. When someone projects those type of comments or whatever they're doing, it's it's just a projection of themselves. It has nothing to do about you. It's because they're so miserable of where they are at and they are so jealous. So don't let it affect you. Like for me, I have now, like, I'm just letting go of this stuff. I don't even entertain, I don't even go into it because it's not worth my time, it's not worth my energy, it's not worth like lowering my vibration to it. So I learned to just, like Samara said, like, yes, I wish them love, like you said too, Stack, like, yeah, I wish them love, and I have compassion for them because I feel sorry for them because, what type of life do they have that they have to like do those type of stuff. But
They
then
must be
I
miserable, Oli, right? They must be miserable.
they're miserable. That's it. So I just go on with my life and I don't really give too much energy into it. And I think that's what we should do when it comes to that. So just wanted to share.
Thank you for that, Oli. They must be live miserable lives. If you guys are hating, you must live a miserable life. So look, who else is in here that wants to give any more outtakes before we start to end the room and wind it down? Who else is in here? Who wants to
Hey, it's
come up
Robert.
real
I'm
quick?
jumping in. Listen,
Robert,
this has
what's
been a
up, man?
great room. Awesome topic. I mean, great back and forth. And Jay said something that, he and I both learned, God, it's like 30 years ago. The greatest revenge is massive success. And it's not even about revenge because that even sounds like a bad word. That's like if you're pissed. The point is, you want to lead by example. You want to go and have success. And maybe, just maybe, those people that are hating will go, hey, maybe I should do that too, because I could be happier if I was having success instead of trying to pull somebody else down. Now, you can't change everyone, and we all know that. But the point is, you got to give that your shot. So you just got to stay focused on what you've got to do, and you get it done, and you lead by example. And I'm going to tell you right now, stay in tune. XP Mentor tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific. Going to be a big announcement tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting. I just want to throw that out there right now because we're talking about how to build a strong business. That's going to be coming up tomorrow. So just want to throw that out. Love to each and every one of you. Love this platform. Thanks for all participating.
Woo! Thank you, Robert.
Jason, what's good?
Yeah. My outtake, Jason from the Bay. At the end of the day, what's our number one job as a business is to deliver great outcomes for our customers. That's what we're trying to do here in the XP Mentors. We're supposed to learn from each other. We're supporting each other. We give each other tips on how to sell better, how to have better systems to support your business better, how to network better, how to have a better mindset. How can you hate on the XP Mentors? You know what I'm saying? So if you're not in on this team, what are you doing? Let's go. Let's all unite up and let's think about, hey, are we speaking the same language? Are we understanding the same end goal? Do we think the same? And if you can check those off, welcome to the team. Let's go. XP Mentor style.
Look, Jason, I think it's a wrap, bro. We done went all the way in, right? Y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all hitting the link at the top. At the top. And join the XP Mentor community. Join the house. I'm out of here. One more song, I'm gone. Y'all know what time it is. XP Mentorship. Make sure y'all hitting the house, following everybody on Stage Network. You never know who somebody is on the stage, right? XP Mentorship. Big announcement tomorrow. Let's go.
Contracts in my boxes through a text. Wake up, check my bank account, phone numbers in that I'm blessed. I'm like, yes. What's the word? Smoking gumbo herb. I'm on third right now. In the herb, I'm free as a bird. Plus I'm flat right now. Talking slurred, can't pronounce a verb in this booth right now. Full of syrup, I might kiss the curb in this coupe right now. Playing that fancy car. Got too many. It's a whole lot of motion involved. Know I'm having diamonds and tattoos cover my scars. You can play me, can that bulletproof got 300 laws. It's necessary. Make a killing, it's a crime what I charge. How much you want? I guess I'm racing, got the out of dodge. Man, I was gone. I pop my shit, them folk gon' pay me the bar. Show must go on. Cut that off, she ain't pick up when I call. If I did that, it not be wrong. I just hit another city. No need to look around for 'em. I brought the vibes with me. Fresh off the press of cool. Still sippin' walk, I get the Sprite and post some lines in it. Can't see my eyes tinted. Made up in my moving piece, smoothest motion you done seen. This shit gon' sell itself, just wait that cup on top of the beam. When Shop at Chanel, one of my can't stay off sheen. You sold it, so many drink with pillow talking, go to sleep. I can't